content, help build you, just if you choose not.
I wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world. Was smiling when I turned. Just
I tried to the top, I've been out of shape, thinking out of box, I'm an astronaut. I'm blasting off a planet, rocking cause catastrophe, and it matters more because I had it, now I had a problem. I freaking had to go in opposition, kinda shocking, they were ecstatic with precision. I'm automatic, quarterback,
Death Star.
What is good, Raider Nation? Welcome back to yet another episode of Raiders Friday Night Roundtable. I'm joined by my friends Dustin, Sergio, and Eric. Say what's up, everybody.
Salute. Salute, Raider Nation. Appreciate you all showing up tonight. It looks like we got a pretty good group in here. Appreciate everybody in the chat, all the mods, everybody on the panel. And let's have a great Friday night, man. Appreciate everybody showing up. Out here still slaving away, so you guys know. Outside of that, appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, sorry I couldn't be on last live. I got exams, trying to graduate high school.
You gotta have that education, man. That's facts. That comes first.
Facts, yeah. All good, Sergio. Glad to have you on back again. As always, as Dustin said, thank you to everyone for showing up to our broadcast. Thank you, of course, as always, to the members of this panel for showing up. Thank you to the mods in the chat for holding it down. We wouldn't be able to do this show without you guys, as always. And last but not least, thank you to our viewers for watching and commenting along with us as we begin this broadcast. We got another great one for you guys, as always. Just a quick reminder before we get started, we've just posted all of the links for our various platforms in the comments section. So when you get a chance, if you could just check those out and tap in with us on all those platforms, that'd be greatly appreciated. All of our platforms are going to be obviously our Death Star Report YouTube channel that we're currently broadcasting to. If you could subscribe to that channel, hit the notification bell, like as many videos as possible, and comment on as many videos as possible. That'd be dope. We greatly appreciate that. Our second platform is going to be the Nation Nightmare YouTube channel, which is our friend Cortez's. Same deal.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Kush, appreciate the intro deal, but hey, I got to say one thing. Happy birthday, AJ, man. I hope you have a great weekend, dude. But I mean, couldn't be on the deal, but appreciate everything you do for
happy birthday, AJ.
DSR and everything else, man. So I hope you have a safe trip. Stay safe. And like I said, happy birthday, bro. And thanks for everything you do, man. And salute Dark and Kush. Thanks for the props on the intro. AJ's the one that made it. We spent a lot of time on our shit. We're actually working on another one right now of new content and for all our new draftees and our new players. So stay tuned. Outside of that, get back to it, Jeff. Sorry. I just remembered it was his deal. I wanted to get it to him before he gets off.
All good. Yeah. So yeah, salute AJ. Happy birthday. Thank you, like Dustin said, for all you do for us and with us. We wouldn't be able to do this great thing called DSR without you. So salute to you, and I hope you have a good one. But yeah, like I was saying, so obviously another platform of ours is going to be the Nation Nightmare YouTube channel. Same deal there. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Um, like as many videos as possible, comment on as many videos as possible. That'd be great as well. We greatly appreciate that. The third platform that we're broadcasting to is our Death Star Report Twitch channel. If you could hop on there and follow us on there, that'd be great as well. We'd appreciate that. Another couple of our links are going to be our Instagram account. That's going to be Death Star Report on Instagram. If you could follow us there, give us some likes on some of our posts, maybe share some of our posts with your friends, maybe share some posts to your stories, things of that nature. All of those things would be great for us, and we greatly appreciate it if you do that as well. And last but not least, probably our most important link is going to be a link to our Discord server, the DSR server in Discord. We'd especially like you to check out that because we really consider that the heart of what we do here at DSR. It's a great community. It's a great way to connect with not only people who love the Raiders, but just people in general who are interested in a whole bunch of topics. So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on in that community. We have a Raiders talk, obviously, where we talk about everything Raiders, but we also have a general chat where we talk about life in general. We talk about the NFL at large. We talk about other sports leagues like the MLB, NHL, and NBA. We talk about the NFL at large as well. Just a bunch of great general football fans. We have fantasy leagues, both NBA and NFL. We have links to YouTube videos. We have movie nights occasionally. We have giveaways. Um, so, like I said, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on in that server. A whole bunch of great ways to connect with a bunch of people and just feel at one with the community. So, like I said, if you could check out our Discord DSR server as well, that'd be greatly appreciated. So, like I said, just a quick overview: Death Star Report YouTube channel, the Nation Nightmare YouTube channel, the Death Star Report Twitch channel, and of course, last but not least, our DSR Discord server. So, if you could tap in with those four links for us, that would be greatly appreciated. Like I said, links should be in the at the very top of the comments section right now for you guys to check out. We'd appreciate it a lot in advance if you guys could do that for us. And as always, we're going to be posting all of those links multiple times throughout the duration of this broadcast, so you guys will have multiple opportunities to check all those links out. So, like I said, if you could just check out all those links, check out all those platforms, tap in with us. We'd love if you guys would do that because it helps us out tremendously. So thank you in advance for that. And without further ado, let's begin our episode. So,
Yeah, and salute Lunatic and Ozzy. Appreciate you guys, man.
yes, yes, salute to everyone coming in just now. But yeah, so obviously, um, in the wake of the NFL draft, as we've been talking about for the past week or so, past several episodes, Raiders obviously made a bunch of moves, not only through the draft, but by signing a bunch of rookie undrafted free agents. So obviously, a lot of those guys on paper are showing a lot of promise, a lot to be excited about, especially with those two picks in Tyree Wilson and Michael Mayer. Um, and so, with that said, I personally came across an article that was discussing the possibility of a bunch of these rookies, not only Wilson and Michael Mayer, but the likes of guys like Trey
Hey,
Tucker,
salute
for
Raider
example.
Ben.
I've been seeing
Appreciate you, bro.
facts. Yeah, salute to everyone coming in just now. So I figured a good first topic for today would just be to go around the panel and talk about if we believe that any of these rookies could indeed be potential starters going into the 2023 season. So, Sergio, why don't you get us started on how you feel if any of these starters, excuse me, any of these rookies, both UDFA or drafted free agents, have what it takes? Is it more of a function of they have to sit back and learn behind the veterans, especially those who have been more exposed to the McDaniel system or the Patrick Graham system for that matter? Or do you think that they have what it takes to just come in immediately and make a difference in the starting lineup or starting part of the roster for this team?
Yeah. So I'll talk about the ones that we drafted. I'm still learning more about the UDFA's.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with from like the first round to the last round. With Tyree Wilson, I think what they're gonna do with him, I think they're gonna have him be like a rotational starter,
Mm-hmm.
where they're gonna run like they're gonna try to make a scheme where Wilson's going to be on the field with Chandler and Max, and then sometimes he's not going to be on the field. And
Right.
that's not because he's bad or because he's a rookie or anything. It's just they want to try to keep it fluid like that. So they'll have him be in the interior sometimes, maybe play outside linebacker. But I think he'll be like that during his rookie year. For Mayer, I think Mayer's a clear starter. I think he's tight end. I think he's going to be tight end one. Like the dude got recognized by Kelsey and Gronk like the day he got drafted. Like that's it. When two goats of the position recognize you like that, especially on rival teams, like that says a lot. And I think Mayer is like the perfect tight end for McDaniel's offense. For
Hell
Byron
yeah.
Young, I think he's a situation. Like Ziegler said. Ziegler said that he likes Young as a guy to play the first down, but he has to earn the third down reps. And what he means by that is, can we rely on you if the game's on the line? Like, are you that type of player that we can rely on? For Tucker, right now, I only see Tucker as a special teamer at the moment. If he balls out during training camp or during the summer, balls out during preseason, I might see him make it to like that third string, fourth string receiver, where they'll probably give him reps at some occasions. For Jacorian Bennett, I'm really high on this guy. I think he's going to be cornerback two, in my opinion. I think he has the tangibles to be cornerback two on the outside. They'll probably try to play him in the slot a little bit due to his speed and stuff, but that's where I think he's. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be a starter on the roster. With Aiden O'Connell, right now I see him as QB3. He's got to learn the system. He has to battle Garbers. Garbers has been in the system for a year. Christopher Smith, I see him as like the guy that Morg has to keep an eye on. Like if Morg plays the same way he did last year, Christopher Smith's going to take his spot like that. Because Christopher Smith, he was rated as one of the best free safeties in the draft. So I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. Amari Burney, I see him as special teams right now. If they can develop him, I can see him be a starter in maybe his second or third year. Right now, I only see him as death piece. Nesta J, right now, I think they'll put him on the practice squad unless I find out that he balls out. But right now, that's what I got right now with our draft so far.
I agree with
Good.
you, bro. I agree. I agree with you that Michael Mayer is tight end one. I mean, when Waller got traded, I knew we're gonna address that in the draft.
I
You
thought
know,
we were going to
honestly,
draft Darnell Washington in the second, but when we got Mayer, I'm like,
honestly,
hey,
me
that's 10 times
too.
better.
Me
Yeah,
too.
hey, I
Because
ain't complaining
honestly,
on either
I
of 'em.
wanted Kincaid, but I know we wasn't gonna trade him with the Bills. But to get Mayer, a man that balled out at Notre Dame, which is tight end you for some odd reason. That school's tight end you, like all the best tight ends that came there. Ain't that's crazy?
The same
And
school that Tim Brown came from.
yeah,
It makes so much perfect sense.
That's
right.
facts.
Right, and he's gonna ball out, and like he's the perfect fit. He's not that fast, and he blocks. He's the perfect tight end to
And
fit
he's
the
got,
system.
yeah, like what Ozzy said, he's got that Raider mentality. He's like, I'm going to put people in the dirt.
Right, and it's great because I remember watching this film and watching him. I think what ball was that when they played at Allegiant? I remember him just putting people in the dirt, dogging people, and this is what we need. Waller wasn't a blocker. Waller
That's
rather just
facts.
run routes, and then go drop a mixtape on SoundCloud. This dude is literally he's gonna block. So just imagine having another old lineman out there for Josh, out there for Sincere. Like he's gonna play so great in our system. I cannot wait to that first game of preseason to see him out there. Like
What
I'm
I
just
do
getting
like,
excited thinking
what I
about it.
do like about Mayer is he's going to be Jimmy G's blanket. Like he's going to be that
Yes.
extra blocker, but he's going to be
Yes.
his George Kittle. Like
Yes.
if Myers, Adams, or Renfro have problems getting open, Just Mayor do a chip block, get open real quick.
Yes.
Which is
Yeah,
what I like.
I think we have quite a few players that could start or be at least second rotation players instantly. I mean,
Yeah.
listen. I'm gonna say it right now. I think Tucker is gonna be way bigger than people think. Okay, I think Tucker. I was talking about this earlier today with somebody. I think Tucker is not gonna just be. Listen, I think they want him to take over the slot, and be a third and fourth receiver. I don't think Tucker is, how should I put this? I think Tucker's going to get everything that he works for. If he goes into camp and he outperforms Dorsett, he's going to take that spot. I've said it, like, you have Myers, you have Renfro, and you have Tucker now. Tucker and Myers can play in the outside, inside, and they can play into the four, dude. You have Renfro that plays in the slot, in the short, and you can use them in the outside. So depending on how we're labeling Tucker as a starter, are we saying like his third or fourth receiver not starting, or how are we labeling the starting deal? I can easily see him be rotational player in that second wide receiver slot with Myers. So however people want to label it starting or not, I would say he's most definitely going to be way more viable than people are expecting. Mark it. Like, you can mark that shit. And then, like I say, Tyree, oh, yeah.
Now, fan, I think it was either you posted it or I think it was Sergio that he bench pressed 500.
Oh yeah, I put it in the
600.
Discord. He
So-
bench pressed 600 and did 16 reps of I think 275.
That is wild. And
Yeah.
is he like
And he's
5'8"?
5'8". Yeah.
5'8"?
And he had
He's
48.
also-
He had
also
48
broke
broken
48
tackles. Yeah, exactly. The guy ain't no
Tucker-
fucking slouch. And
Tucker's
people
That's
keep
hard to
putting.
bring down.
He's a
Damn
small
right.
pit bull. Like that dude is a small
And the thing he shows you is he's like Josh. When he hits the hole and he gets through, he's gonna be harder and fuck to bring down, dude. Like,
Not only that,
and let's
he
be
not
real.
only has the build, he has the speed. They said
Tyree-
he clocked him at a 4.29.
yeah, 4.2940. So, and this is the other thing. Tyree Wilson is 100% gonna start this year. Like, and again, if he's playing in DT or DN, he's still starting rotation player. So, and then Young had just as many pressures as fucking Jalen Carter did. He's most definitely going to be starting and playing this year. So there's no doubt about that. Like, he's going to be a deal on the front. And I keep trying to tell people this, like, people don't really realize just how deep fucking players we have on that line at the moment. When you're sitting there still saying, like, you got Matthew Butler, Neil Farrell, and all those dudes still sitting over there, and you just went and picked up dude from Arizona State. You have fucking Young. You're going to have Tyree Wilson. You have multiple players that you're able to rotate that line down in there just off of our starting players. Myers going to be a starter. That's the first four players I've talked about that are going to have starting roles or rotational depth within this line. Bennett, there's another one. That's 5. He's going to be the wide or corner 2. I bet anything he's going to be corner 2 opposite of Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs, they're going to try to push Nate Hobbs to be the corner 1. They're going to put Bennett corner 2. Then you're going to have fucking Hall probably going to the slot. Then you're going to have Duke Shelley, because it's probably going to be Duke Shelley because he's the most versatile, proven versatility out there besides Fasem. So I guess it would come down to Fasem. David Long, he might not even be here. David Long might be a fucking either a practice squad player or the hell up out of this motherfucker. So we have already talked about 5. Sims, he's going to fucking start out there. He's rotational depth safety piece. Epps is a fucking safety pops linebacker. So most definitely Sims is going to be out there and starting. So what is that, 6? That's already 6 players out of there that will contribute at those plays. Unless they go into camp and just straight shit on themselves and fall flat on their face, those players that I've just said are key factors within the people that we've just drafted for players that are no longer either on our team or going to be off our fucking team. And I said in our last live, when I just did it off the top of my head, about saying like where I felt the players were, what the players were brought here, and just being in replacement players, they're replacing key factored players in our team right now. So for me, like I've said, I think Tucker's going to smack a lot of people, man. I mean, you got to sit there and see You got Johnson, you got frickin' Carter, you have Sims, you have Dorsett, numerous people. This guy can do a better job at them, and he ain't even played in the NFL. And I'm not saying he can. So I don't mean it that content. Like what I'm trying to say is that I believe he has a higher ceiling than any one of them already, and he ain't even came out of college to enter the NFL. So again, I think Sims or Tucker's going to shock people. And if they don't think it, yeah, they need to go watch some tape on that motherfucker because that dude's a dog, bro. So. But outside of that, I think we are going to have at least five players, 5 or 6 that'll be either first, second string players in this upcoming year, rotational. So if it's second string, I'd still.
It's kind of how like Ziegler said a lot. He really wants players that can rotate or be versatile because in a defense perspective, that helps out so much because that confuses an offense and that's going to cause a struggle for an opposing offense because they got to figure out how to plan around that. They're like, great.
And they can't just hone in on one specific thing. That's why I keep saying Jacob's ass will probably be up out of this bitch sooner than later. People become predictable, man, and especially in those type of positions. And people will say, well, why can't Devontae? Because you have 4 other fucking receivers out there doing the same fucking thing. That's why. And you don't have 4 other motherfuckers that could all just lock in on one motherfucker. Like the front 5 motherfuckers on that line locking on that halfback instantly with the linebacker or with the offensive line. So that's why he's predictable. You have half the team already heading that way. So, like I say, certain players, can he be a force? Nobody's arguing the force factor. Like I think that's where I think too many people get the misconception of, is Jacobs a force? Nobody's arguing about his force or what he's capable of doing or who the fuck he is. I don't think that's even a question. I don't even think it's a question. I think when you sit here and look at our linebacker or our tight end core, you look at our wide receiver core, it's telling you one fucking thing, that they want to be versatile. They want to be able to have different aspects of your tight ends, different aspects of your receivers. They're not just looking at Devontae. They're not just looking at Waller. They've got Howard, Hooper, and fucking Michael Myers, however you want to fucking name this guy, Myers, I don't even care. But all I'm saying is it matters when it's versatility, because Ziegler even said it in his presser that versatility players are harder to hone in for. Not only harder to hone in for, it's harder to scheme for week to week on teams. So outside of the Tubby, salute Tubby, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Coming in.
That's what I really like about it, and what I think, and that's why I think with like players like Bennett could start easily, is because, especially when you got guys like Adams on the other side, the one thing that before Hobbs' injury, the one thing they made Hobbs like really good and able to play the outside corner, even though he's a slot guy, he had Adams influence him and go one-on-one with him every single day. So when Bennett is going to get that type of player, or he's going to get maybe Renfro or Myers, that's going to benefit him a lot, and it's going to let him know, like, this is what I should do, because I'm going against the best of the best right now. And not only that, he has to cover Mayer, who we all know is going to be a baller, and he's got to cover Hooper. So we got guys right now on the offense that's going to benefit the defense, because the defense is going to figure out immediately, the rookies are going to know, like, oh, this team on the offense already has like the best of the best in their respective positions. So we better know what we're doing right before the season starts.
Yeah, and he gets to go against one of the best in the NFL, period. So he's being challenged from the day one. And I've said it, I think it's just smarter for us to move Hobbs to the outside, because of the fact that I feel you need bigger body corners to defend bigger body receivers. And especially when you got a guy like Johnson that just got drafted over there to the Chargers, you're not going to want him to go up against Meek and Shelley. Like, get out of here.
When people say, well, now who's the Rocky Sin replacement? Jacorian is. They're going to want Hobbs to play on the outside. Tyler Hall is going to play in the slot. Why do you think they have Tyler Hall? Tyler Hall is really good in the slot.
Damn right. It's facts. And that's why I think people get so honed in on players that we bring in that
A little, yeah.
All right, there you go. What I was gonna say is that people get honed in on people because of what you bring in the off season. But I also tell them that you still draft, you still have other deals. You're gonna go through camp. A lot of people are gonna come and change throughout the course multiple times. Multiple times. So just because a guy got picked up in free agency does not mean he's going to be here starting. So that's all I would keep in mind is those guys will be the first motherfuckers to go because they have big dollar contracts probably backing them up, 5 million, 3 million. You know what I mean? So like I say, they can be the first dudes out of here.
Oh yeah, Ozzy, that's right. The guy that was playing the 49er game, Mangu. Yeah, and Masterson. Masterson looked pretty good too. Whenever we saw
Masterson
him
will be here.
bro, like you see the Raiders post, like making posts of him, like that dude, he's gonna get reps. Like they recognize Masterson's gonna be something.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just
for sure.
hoping I'm just hoping Butler can also follow Masterson too. I hope he doesn't. I hope he improves the same amount as Masterson because if he doesn't take that next step and take advantage of the situation he's in, he's probably going to get cut.
Who was that?
Darian Butler.
Oh yeah, that's the guy I said too. I said that shit straight up. Hey, salute Richard, Dark, everybody, man. Salute to all you. Cortez, I don't know if you guys heard on the last show, but Cortez got things going on right now, personal deals. He said he'll probably be out for the next, few days or not. He'll probably pop in on here sooner or later. But outside of that, he'll be back. He's just doing a few things personally.
Yeah, Dark. That is what I really like about this. That is what I like. That's different about this team. That I do like is what the last regime did was they signed players that were on winning teams and gave them big contracts, and then they didn't really contribute to anything because they're like, well, I don't really get to prove anything. Or like how when Al Davis signed winners and they're like, well, I kind of just want to play for the Raiders because it's kind of cool, or they just want to retire as a Raider. Now you got way younger guys, or you got guys that need to prove something, and that makes you a little more confident because now you got guys that like are hungry, kind of like a little bit with the Eagles, and now we don't know what the Eagles are going to be now because they went there. We don't know if they're going to be as hungry as ever. You look what the Chiefs do. The Chiefs go younger every year. Like look at all their roster right now is like Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs was 20. He was the oldest quarterback in the playoffs in the AFC, and he's 27. Like that shows a lot that you get the younger guys. The younger guys are just going to want to prove something every time.
Yep, that's fact.
And Mahomes wanted to prove during that point, even though he already won a Super Bowl, he wants to prove he can win without superstar players like Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
Like you said, go, Jeff. Go.
I was gonna say youth matters in football for sure. I mean, it's not only in terms of the chip on their shoulder, I guess the desire to prove something, especially coming right into the league, but also the lack of wear and tear, right? I mean, that's supposed to be the value of the draft, right? You get guys who are supposed to be very talented, and that are trying to prove something, trying to earn something beyond their relatively cheap rookie contracts, and that, like I said, they don't have the mileage on them that other players have, right? So, yeah, it'll be exciting to see what these guys can do. I personally think that of all of these new guys, and by new guys I mean rookies, undrafted or otherwise, I definitely think that Michael Mayer has the best chance at starting, I guess you'd say. I mean, with tight ends, right, especially a tight end friendly or tight end oriented kind of system that we're going to see. You're probably going to see probably not three, but two probably tight ends on the field at any one given time. So if you count that as starting, I think in terms of snaps, I think Michael Mayer has the best chance to get the most snaps out of all the rookies this year. Like I said, the thing about Tyree Wilson is that his value like his value isn't won't be realized in terms of on the field play immediately. As our friend Al Ghost said, I believe on Wednesday, there will probably be something like a NASCAR package that Patrick Graham will employ, where you're going to have all three of those guys on the field at the same time, right? So you'll probably see a look like that, and I think they're definitely going to integrate Tyree Wilson into formations and looks like that. But I think for the most part, in terms of starting, to begin the season at least, Chandler Jones is going to line up opposite Max. It's just that the very presence of Tyree Wilson is his value, right? Because if you have this guy who's supposed to have all this potential, all this raw talent waiting to be, molded into something, if Chandler doesn't get his act together, then we're going to see Tyree Wilson start to really take his reps. I think that would be my prediction.
I can agree with that. Like, I think like opposing offensive line, like when you see just like old Chandler and Max Crosby, like the plan is just keep away from Max, try to hope Chandler doesn't come in on you. But then when you put Tyree, Chandler, and Max on the field, if they got Chandler mentally like immediately ready, like very first game, whoever we're gonna go against, that offensive line immediately is gonna have a panic mode plan, thinking, okay, the plan is keep away from Crosby, but now we got to make sure Wilson doesn't freaking power through the line, and we got Chandler over here. We're probably gonna leave Chandler one-on-one, but we can't leave Chandler one-on-one because whenever he's one-on-one, he beats the guy. So
I've said it a bunch of times. Why do you think Yannick balled out as much as he did here? Because Chandler's pushing motherfuckers to his side of the field. I've said, if you want to see a guy quit on your team, go bring up Yannick tape. That's why they got rid of that motherfucker. People only pay attention to sack numbers. That's all they care. Go bring up the video. Watch that fucker stop on plays multiple times and just fucking stand there, dude. Watch him get up on a fucking dude pushing in the back, can't win, and just stop and just sit there. And then fucking here comes Max pushing the motherfucker around. He's like, oh, fuck, get him, like straight up. You're not going to see Tyree do that shit, dude. You're not going to see him just stop on the field and fucking quit, dude. Like, Yannick may get the fucking sacks, but people got to pay attention to how they get those sacks. And some of those sacks are misconception when somebody's pushing them your way and right into you, like just like when I go into a field and herd up cattle, dude, and we push them to a fucking point of the field that goes straight to the pens. Like, we are pushing those motherfuckers there. Like, when Yannick didn't get back there and disrupt motherfuckers to no end, like I said, I bet you anything that was the year Chandler had 90 some odd pressures over there, gonna break Aaron Donald's shit. Like, people got to pay attention to why those dudes got that shit and how they got that shit to begin with. It wasn't because he was so great, dude. It's like I say, putting Tyree on the field automatically makes Chandler better again, because I've said this hell times. He cannot fight double team coverage anymore. He has to take on single. And if you put Tyree in the inside at a DT, he's facing up with both guard and center. He just got to take the left fucking tackle. You know what I mean? Like, his job just slimmed down 100 times easier. So all I'd say is yeah, I think, look, I've already said, I think Max and them, I think we'll combine somewhere around 40 to 50 sacks as a team. I think that Max and Tyree, with the presence that he can bring from the DT or DN, I think just between them two alone, I would put around 25 sacks, dude. And that can go either way. It can be 10-1 and fucking 12-13 the other, however you want to fucking do it. But I can see it happening easily. Me and Sergio were talking about this earlier before the show on the phone, where he had just as productive deal as fucking Walker did a year ago, dude, in a lesser time.
And Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, exactly. And Aiden Hutchinson. So to sit here and say that the guy's not going to be disruptive in there, and he did that in 9 games, not 13. You know what I mean? So, like I said, Tyree is no slouch, dude, and he's going to be playing in the inside and outside. That's only going to give him even double the deal. Tyree was a first-round pick. Fucking Byron Young's a second-round pick. Who do you think's going to be playing DT on that line more than anybody? They're not drafting Tyree to hope for fucking Chandler to retire. Like, you don't fucking do that. That's not how you do to develop players.
Chandler said immediately when they drafted Tyree, he was he was excited. He's like, this is a guy I get to mentor now.
Damn
He
right,
was
because he knows his doors are closing, dude, and he's 33 years old. He's 33 years old, dude. He's slowing down. His and to be honest, he probably don't want as many snaps anymore. He probably go from, let's just say that he's going 40 snaps a game. Maybe he wants to be around 20, 25, so he can stay fucking health or fresh and stay being able to get after
and
people.
the thing about it, if it is his last year, it wouldn't be that bad because this is the only time he's going to get paid this amount of money.
Facts. That's facts.
So if he retired after this season, it'd be the best way to retire. You mentored the 7th round pick defensive end that's your replacement. You got two guys that love you to death. Max sees you as a brother. Tyree's probably going to see you as a brother. Every Raider Nation's going to love you, even though we didn't get like the young you production, but we still love that you mentored a guy that's going to be our future.
And that's the thing. Some people know their roles and are content with it. They're not fucking disappointed that their careers are coming to an end, dude, or things like that. He knows his production's not there. He's already said it in press conference interviews, you know. And like I said, all you're doing is blossoming the front line regardless of where he's playing or not. And that goes for Byron. That goes for fucking a dude from Arizona. That goes for multiple other players in there. Going to be Malcolm Coons, fucking Chandler, you know, Willis if he ends up panning out. Multiple people. All it is doing what Josh or Ziegler's been saying the whole entire time is just creating depth in multiple positions where they can bring wave after wave after wave. Every one of those dudes, even though he may not start, he'll play second backup to that motherfucker and just as good a fucking backup as it is to the starter.
Creating disruption.
And what did I say this offseason and in the last season? I said he's going to get players that have same tangibilities no matter if they're the starter or the second or the third string. So that way when one falls off, the next picks up, and they don't have a drastic fall off. That's why I said they'd go to system, bring in younger players or cheaper players and fucking build that way. And they did that exact thing, what they did right now, dude. So like I said, people look at these guys not playing, but look, I'll tell you why they're going to play. Just go back and look at last year's draft. Barham was a 3rd-round draft pick, dude. He balled out to be one of the best fucking players in that deal. So that was 3rd round. So to imply that dudes in the first to there ain't going to start, that's bullshit. That's straight fucking bullshit. So it's not hell no. So like I said, you can just look at that place right there and see him, you know. And then Neal and Butler, they were just developed pretty much is how you can look at that.
They also had, whenever they had Mumford start, he did play pretty good. Especially, I think there was one game.
Times all year long.
I think there was one game where Colton wasn't there, and they had Jermaine play the left tackle, and Thayer was balling out as the right tackle. I was like, dang, they should just have this guy start at right tackle.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, one of the frustrating things about last year's draft class was we didn't really see a lot of use out of these guys, right? Especially at positions of need. And you know, it's frustrating because it's like, why'd you draft these guys, right? So that's something we're going to be looking to see, right? If these guys, not even necessarily a starting level of snaps, but like, let's have them integrated enough to make a difference, right? I mean, Dylan Parham obviously is the counterexample. He came in immediately, and he obviously made a huge difference to the team. Like, he was the centerpiece of that offensive line for pretty much the whole season. But obviously, you know, disappointing season out of Zamir White, I would say. You know, in the small sample size.
Yeah, that's the one pick. Honestly, I'm gonna be like, I think that was a miss.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, it would have been nice if he could have been, that change of pace back to Josh Jacobs, but it really never seemed like he was able to find enough daylight to really make a difference. I honestly was high on him going into the year. I was actually, I'm really glad I didn't, but I was thinking about making a trade with my friend in a fantasy draft for him.
Oh, fuck. Thank
God. Yeah, I was like, there's no point in doing that. I might as well
would have made you despise Samir.
Thank God it wasn't your brother for posting that shit either. So, fuck
I'm
that.
glad you better judgment prevailed. But yeah,
This is what I would say is like how we should start looking at our draft players, like you're saying right now. I would just go to the Patriots, bring up the last 5 years, last 10 years of drafted players, and see which guys played in which rounds. Because like this is something that people have to keep into consideration about certain positions, right? Ziegler has said this on numerous occasions when asked this. He says, we don't even draft fucking offensive linemen until rounds 3 through 5. That's exactly what he says. And those guys are starting linemen between rounds 3 through 5. So I think depending on where they're picked up and where their position is will determine if they're starting or not. And to gauge on it, like I said, I would just go get the Patriots roster, drafted players, and then just see where they slotted their players and where, because he's going off a template he learned, and it has to be their template. That's the only template he's ever been at and learned it. You know what I mean? So I think that would be a way to be able to gauge how he's viewing our players right now is when they sat down Neal and Butler. Do the Patriots do that usually with rounds 4 or 5 defensive players, the tackles? Do they sit them for a year and let them develop? And then then what I would look at is that draft class with those players, and then I would go to the following year and see if the players that were sitting are playing. That would tell you they're in developmental stages. That's what they're doing. So it wouldn't be people wouldn't sit here and just have assumptions or guess. They'd be like, well, I don't know why they're not. You would know why, because if they did this there, that's what he's doing here. He only knows one fucking template. It's Bill's fucking template. So that's all I would say.
So since Ziegler joined the Patriots, 25 of their picks that wasn't picked in the first round became starters.
Wait, say that again?
So ever since
25 of them?
25. That wasn't picked in the first round.
That's balling.
So a bunch of them started immediately, is what you're saying?
Not immediately, but it says did they became like a starter?
Mm-hmm.
And it
25
says
of them being drafted have become starters.
And it said, and it usually only counts if they became a season starter, you started not one game for a season.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. They're going to do it for the year.
And it said 25 of them started for a season.
That's a pretty good track record. And
so,
that's all I'm saying is that. Oh, my bad. Go.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, basically, like I'm saying, they have a schematic, dude. I guarantee it. They have a schematic on players, where they're at. Okay, look at it like this. Bennett was picked in the 5th round, right? Wasn't that where we grabbed him was the 5th? Or 4th?
No, he was the 4th. He was the 4th.
All right, so he's the 4th round. Do you think he's starting or no? Do you think they drafted him to start or to sit on the bench?
Depends on Brandon Faison.
I think he's going to be the corner too. I think he is.
What was it?
It depends on Faison, if you ask me.
Fuck, my deal is going.
Whoa. Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, he's trapped in the vortex.
He's still in the void?
Yeah, something like that. He'll be back. Right. But
yeah, I can't agree if Faison does ball out better than expected, then I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and just my personal preference, I think Bennett, I'm hopefully not thinking too high on him, hopefully, but in my opinion, I think he can fight for it, at least be the corner too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because is Hobbs even really a true outside corner? Are we? I mean, he started out the year great, even as a true outside corner.
Yeah, as much as I do would prefer him in the slot. I think they are gonna want him to stay on the outside, because it seems like that's what their plan with him is.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, yeah. So I guess to start the year at least it'd be Hobbs, and then and then you guys are saying Bennett over Faison to start the year.
Yeah, that's like what I think, and like
Yeah.
Facian can be the corner three on the outside.
Hmm.
Like he can be he can rotate with Bennett. Um, and then in certain cases too, like Hobbs will be put in the slot sometimes, or he'll be put on the outside. Is what I think they're gonna try to go for, and like they'll
Hmm.
put Bennett in the slot sometimes because he's
Right.
played in the slot and he has the speed to be in the
Hmm.
slot. So yeah, it's kind of just like what I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. But that's what I'm at. Like, obviously, you're gonna rotate a corner, but I was just thinking in terms of like, your true starters. Like, I mean, I guess you could interpret the not bringing back of Rock Sin good news for Jacorian Bennett, and that's might be a function of
I
why
would
they
have
drafted
really liked
him.
it though if they did. I would have liked it because my whole point with Jacorian was like I would love it if they had Yasin Bennett on the outside and Hobbs is in the slot. Like at that point, like you're
Mhm.
just like, oh yeah, I'm not worried that much. But then with Yasin gone, you're like, you're a little shaky on it.
Right.
And then with me, I just think they didn't sign him back like because of the injury, and they didn't want to pay him that much. Like the contract they probably wanted to give him was like a 1 year, $5 million deal, and he probably wanted more than that.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of like what I think happened a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess like I could kind of see why like you wouldn't want to bring him back at least for a certain amount of money because like he did have the injury last year.
I think he like what
Um.
he blew his knee,
Yeah. Right. Like he was out for
or
several
like
weeks last
his
year.
knee like blew up.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was really good for us. It was just it's one of them things. So I guess I can see it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it's next man up, obviously, especially with a guy like that leaving. Um, so yeah, I have to imagine. Um, I mean, I guess I could double check in the depth chart, but yeah, I have to imagine that other corner spot is going to come down to Faison or Jacorian. I guess whoever does better in training camp. Good luck with that though, because you have to go up against Devontae at least
Yeah,
on
that's what
some
I like
percentage.
about it though, because
Yeah,
that
that's
gives
true.
them like an earlier experience on what to expect. They're like, dang, if we're going against this guy and
That's true.
it's only training, like thank goodness I'm going against the best right now before they throw me out there in the actual games where it matters. Which is
Yeah, well,
why
that's
like
what,
yeah, which is why
yeah,
earlier I said like sorry, which is like
there you go.
why earlier I said like I think Adams like benefited Hobbs a lot because I think it like elevated before he got injured, like it elevated Hobbs to a whole other level to like
Right,
challenge corners on the outside a bit because he was able to practice that.
right.
So yeah, which is like why I'm kind of excited with the corners still a little bit, unless something happens where I'm with everyone just being a little shaky on it.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, so like Duke Shelley, obviously there's something to be excited about him. Uh excited about with him. So I guess, right now he's ahead of Faison on the depth chart. Um the guy David Long as well
Yeah,
from the
which I don't
Rams.
understand much. I don't understand much why people are so high. Like I understand Shelley, he's a good player and he was good with the Vikings, but he just reminds me of Amik Robertson. He's literally the exact same size as him.
Is
By like
sorry, go ahead.
weight and height, Duke and Amik are literally the same.
Is is Jacorian a nickel corner by trade by uh is he at his best when he's lined up as a nickel?
Well, he played 78% of his snaps in college on the outside.
Okay.
I think only 15 to 20% of his snaps were in the nickel, so I think because of how good his speed was and how much because he's a ball hawk type of player. Like
Mhm.
he
Yeah,
wants to
yeah.
like he wants to catch the ball out there. So I think that's why they kind of have him be on the outside a lot. So then he can like try to like get like try to what word am I looking for? Try to do like a push and pull on the receivers, like try to make them think that they're gonna get the ball, and then he just jumps right in front of them and then just tries to take it to the house. Which he can do that since like his obviously I'm gonna keep saying his like speed can help him out with that.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, a ball hawk is probably what this defense needs because I think what a Meeks fumble recovery for a touchdown was the first defensive touchdown
Oh
for
yeah,
this
that
team,
was
and
in like since like what like 2018, 2017.
it was years. I have for some reason I remember it being like a decade. I don't know if it was that long, but like apparently it was like a pretty historic moment
Yeah,
statistically.
because when have we ever seen our defense score for us?
Right, exactly. Or play well ever. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, because I mean, I don't know how reputable this site is, but the one I'm looking at has Jacorian listed as a nickelback. So, and
Which one?
obviously, so what?
Which one are you looking at? Oh
Ourlads.com.
yeah, yeah. I look at that one too.
Okay, yeah, that's what
Yeah,
because I'm looking at it right now, and most of this makes sense for the most part. But yeah, I mean, I guess if he line, I don't know, maybe there's something that this website knows about what Patrick Graham's intent is with him. But if that's the corner move that they made, I can't imagine he's going to be a nick. I don't know. That wouldn't make sense to me for him to just be a nickel guy.
especially if you have Tyler
Especially,
Hall.
right? You have Tyler Hall, you have Hobbs, obviously. I mean, maybe certain looks like you could put him in there, but I wouldn't put him as the nickel on a depth chart web page like I'm looking at right now. So, but
Yeah,
but yeah,
I
for
guess I guess because
Shelley's
they're I guess because they're just it's like an assumption, especially since training camp hasn't happened yet.
right. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. Eric, was there anything you wanted to add to this topic before we move on?
No, you guys basically already said everything. I'm just really agreeing with a lot of things both y'all been saying, and I agree with it. I just can't wait to camp just to see
Word.
these battles.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
battles, man.
exactly. Yeah, it's
Like
all gonna
I
come down. I mean,
wish we could watch it, bro. I really wish
This is
we'd be
probably
able
going to
to.
be the most fun camp for me because there's a lot of now we have like competition
And
for like
right.
wait,
for the
wait,
starting
and wait.
spots.
Are we playing the Patriots in practice too?
The Niners. It's the
I do
Niners.
Niners.
Oh my
Yeah,
Is it gonna be in Vegas or is it gonna be in Santa Clara?
I don't know.
Bro, I
If
mean,
God.
it's in
it's
Santa
open to the
Clara,
public.
you're going to see so many Raiders and Niners fans.
Hey,
Second.
that's cool. I'm good on fight. I'm cool
Bro,
with it.
they're all going to try to kill each other. It's like, yo, preseason hasn't even started yet.
Right. This is a scrimmage.
This is like not even for real for real. This is not even tackle football. We're all just
Right.
playing flag football.
Right. It's basically 7-on-7.
Yeah.
I want to go, man. If it's in Santa Clara or like maybe Henderson, man, bro. I say me, you, Sergio, and Dustin, bro. Make the trip. Make the trip just to
Yeah.
see, because I know Jimmy. I know Jimmy will be there. Aiden will be there. Garbage will be there. Of course, the whole core. But I want to see how our rookies are gonna do against their dudes. You know, see how
Yeah.
who's the corner over there? They got no. They
Gonzalez.
improved. They improved on the D line. This off season. I just want to see how we stack up, even though it's practice. Still, like we scrimmaged with the Rams 2 years ago. That helped us. And
Last
last
year
year
it was the Patriots.
it was the Patriots, and that helped us out in some ways because I mean when Jacoby Myers tried to and he got but hey, it should be
Oh
cool
God.
We
because
also technically exposed Mac Jones before preseason even started.
well he been exposed.
Because that's when like the talks started going around. They're like,
All of the
you know,
trades.
yeah, they're like Mac Jones kind of he's not that good. And then preseason happens, and we have our they they had their offensive starters during preseason. We had all of our
Oh yeah, against
UDFA's and
us.
rookies, and we were freaking destroying them.
Right. And wasn't that Stidham that was cooking them and Garbers?
Yeah, they had Stidham and Garbers,
And
and
Garbers.
I
Right.
think that was when we recognized Masterson because Masterson had that interception.
Right. It was. And that's what kind of earned him a spot on the team. But who knows, man? And who knows? In one of the preseason games, it's gonna be one of these UDFAs that's go ball out and earn him a spot.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I can't
I like
wait.
these. I like these because I don't have to take them seriously, but I also get to like just it's like which guy gets to earn the spot. I guess that's what makes it fun.
Right.
Because
Who
if
gets a spot and who
yeah,
getting
because
cut.
if we lose, I don't care if we lose a preseason game. I just care seeing how the players play with each other.
Right. Right. Especially Tyree. Because I know for sure he go play. He was picked in the top 7. He's gonna play. He's gonna play. Don't worry about that. He's gonna play. Who else? Was it the corner from Maryland? He's definitely gonna get some burn in preseason, man. He's gonna show. I just can't wait to see, especially our late picks, like the ones that are picked like later rounds.
Bernie, I kind of like. I do kind of
Same
like
here.
Bernie because he's got upside in coverage and run stopping.
Yeah.
But he'll probably be on the special teams, but that's still good too. They'll probably still develop him a little bit.
Okay.
But the one thing I like about it is they originally went to check up on Richardson. This is when like the
Uh,
rumors were flying, like, oh, they keep visiting Richardson, they keep talking to Richardson. And during Florida's pro day, they went to see Richardson, and Ziegler said this himself. They went to see Richardson, but their defense stole the show, and they ended up just talking to them. So in reality, they didn't even really care about Richardson.
it was smoke screen. Like
They just
they
wanted one of those defensive players.
and that was genius. They finessed the media to thinking, oh man, they're gonna take CJ if he goes to 7. Oh no, wait, no, we're gonna trade up to 3 to get C. No, it worked out so perfectly, especially when Jalen Carter was still on the board. Raider Twitter was like split in pieces. It was like Tyree or Jalen. And when Tyree got picked, people were divided. I was happy for it.
Oh yeah, I was happy. I was
I was
like, you
happy.
guys do know that they were making fun of us if we picked Jalen. Like they're gonna be like, yeah,
Oh, it would have been a
that's a.
meme. It would
They
have
would
been
have
a
been
meme.
like classic Raider move, just get
Driving
in.
died with a DUI. I guess they didn't learn from Ruggs. Oh no, Josh had posted a whole meme. Henry Ruggs and Jalen Carter in prison together, and he showed the Kobe Shaq highlights.
Oh,
No, that would have been a
Miles
bad
Ghost
fit.
is backstage.
That would have been a bad fit. That would have been a bad fit.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I don't understand Raiders fans are mad about it. I'm like, why would you want that? Why? And then they'd be like, well, because even though he got character issues, he's still that dog. And I'm like, yeah, but no, that's you
Right?
don't.
It is
It's, and
too
I
much
kept
bad
saying this.
PR.
I kept saying this. You don't come off of a
Salute.
Henry Ruggs situation.
Dude,
Salute Alex Ghost. You don't come off of a Henry Ruggs situation
To go back to
where
it.
to literally it's the exact same situation. Like
Yeah.
there was a speeding, a
Hmm.
car crash, someone died. It's the exact
Yep.
same situation. The only difference is one's in prison and one is in the NFL.
Right, and one wasn't drunk. It was he he was speed racing. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that saved him.
And Eric and stats, I'll go ahead and say this about Jalen Carter. Let's say Jalen Carter becomes, a perennial Pro Bowler, a perennial first team All Pro. I actually wouldn't feel bad about that because the Raiders
Same
made
here.
the right decision with the information that they had at the time of the draft, right? We couldn't take the risk on a guy like that. Yes, he was probably the best defensive player in the draft, perhaps the best
Hmm.
player in the draft. But given what occurred, with the whole car situation and lying to the cops, etc., you can't take a gamble on a guy like that. So I'm actually
Exactly.
okay.
Especially if you take him to Vegas of all places.
Right.
Yeah, especially if you take him to Vegas. So I could
Right.
actually like sleep good at night with the decision that we made. So I know, like, let's say, at the end of next season, he's named the defensive, rookie of the year, etc. There's going to be a bunch of people hating on Ziegler for not taking the guy. I'm
Yep.
okay. I'm actually okay with that. The juice isn't worth the squeeze sometimes, it's just not worth it.
Right. Right. By the way, those for anybody that's on FanDuel, Tyree Wilson does have second best odds to win
Yeah.
defensive rookie of
Apparently
the year. I'm just saying.
this is
I'm
new to
saying.
me.
I'm saying.
This is
Put
a
it in
weird
now.
this is a
Put it in now
weird
before he goes crazy.
feeling as a Raider fan. The day after this dude gets drafted, he's top 5 in defensive rookie of the year. They're
Right.
like,
He's
yeah,
second best odds behind who was in front of him? Who was it?
Will
Who
Anderson.
was it? Will Anderson. And then for offensive rookie of the year, Michael Mayer has 15 best odds, man. So I'm just saying,
And I'm
if
like,
you're,
yo, these betters know something.
I'm just saying, hey, Raider fans, man, go down to the MGM or go down there to wherever you want to go to, man. Place
So,
$700
so
future bet. Hey,
I heard Mitchell Rance on one of the lives say that he put the over and under at 4.5 sacks for Tyree Wilson.
wait,
Um,
that's good.
I think it's actually higher than that. I'd put it more like 6.5.
Wow.
I actually think Tyree Wilson's going to be on the field more than Chandler. I think Chandler's going to be a pass rush specialist this coming season, and I
Mm,
think we'll see Chandler mostly on third down.
Yeah, like I also think Tyree would probably get around 6 sacks. Dustin thinks he's gonna get a lot more than that. He's gonna get like 9. That would be crazy if he got 9.
I could see
Yeah,
that, dude. I actually, I'm closer to that number for real. Like, I'm actually closer
but
to 8, 9
I will
sacks.
say this:
What I
if
think.
Tyree gets like 9 sacks, or if he's even the runner-up in defensive rookie of the year or top 3, this is like the best pick we've had since Khalil Mack.
whew, yes.
And at that point, you can't complain about Ziegler because Ziegler just or the
Right.
coaches that much because that also mean the coaches coached him right.
Right. And guess what? For once,
Well,
we
the
didn't we
best
didn't
pick since
reach.
Max Crosby, right? The best pick since Crosby, probably.
Yeah,
Right. Hey,
the
we
best
didn't reach for
defensive
once,
pick since
guys.
Crosby too.
That part. That part.
Yeah, we didn't reach. We like some say he was like in the top 10. Some say he was in the top 5. I'm like, hey, we're in the 7th, so it's a good range. It's a good
It's a good
range.
balance. It's a good balance. Like I don't know if you guys watch this guy on YouTube named Tom Grossi. He did reactions every team getting drafted. He's like Raider fans. We actually got a
Uh,
first round pick, a first round talent in the first round. Like that's
yeah,
how we that's how we
when
felt.
when he made the yeah, I saw it when he made that joke and like Raiders fans reaction. I'm like, that's exactly how I felt.
Right?
I'm like, damn, we actually made a first round pick.
It's actually worthy, but
That,
it
that
does
was
have to
actually
show you
projected. That was
to
actually
be in the
projected in
first
the first
round.
round.
But it
That
shows
shows
you
that
like
shows how
we've
bad
had bad, we picked bad, man.
that even other fans are recognizing that. They're like, hey, they actually had a pretty good pick.
Right. And even also got your other guy, urinating tree. He said that in his little haters guide to the info draft, he had said that Tyree is possibly Sean's replacement. And hey, if he gets it going, him and Max is gonna be deadly, and they are.
I think Tyree's destined to be great. I think he is. That dude, like, not by production, but just by presence. Like, you look at this dude and you're like, especially with like draft night when he got drafted in that suit, I'm like, why does this dude look like he just came back from Vegas?
For real.
And especially when people said, "Oh, this dude has always played on a Raider team." I'm like, "What do you mean? His high school team
Te-
was called Raiders.
Texas Tech
His,
Raiders.
his college was the Raiders." I'm like, bro, this dude is meant to die as a Raider. I swear to God. This is. I hope this isn't like the biggest hype for me that I've ever felt in a while. but I feel like this dude is just meant to like put an impact on the team.
Like, I'm
And
really happy, bro. Like
and
his jersey, I might buy it.
Ozzy, I watched your video. I watched your video on your reaction to Tyree Wilson. Yeah, you called that. You called it that we were gonna draft him.
Ozzy also called Trey Tucker, by the way. He brought Trey
Yeah.
Tucker
For
to
real?
my attention. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't know
So
about
a
Trey
few
Tucker.
weeks ago, Ozzy said, well, he told us like to keep an eye on Trey Tucker and like don't be surprised if they draft him because of like the special tangibles he has with his speed and like his build. And then we drafted him, and we're like, oh dang, Ozzy was right.
I think I think Ozzy's on a text thread with Ziegler and Chan Kelly, dude, or
Right?
some
He's
shit.
like, yo, just tell me at least two of the picks
He
that
just
you're
reads the
picking.
script.
All right.
Yo,
It's funny you
where's
said
the
that.
script? Where'd you get it? Where'd you get the script?
Oh yeah, see, now in the NFL script, Raiders actually have a good draft. See, it's part of the script.
Oh, I see. I
No.
see. I
What if
see
they do
Cortez.
that?
Wait up, Sets. I see Cortez in the chat here. Is he going to join or what?
Nah.
No, it's not. I'm using his YouTube channel to
Oh, okay.
post comments. Yeah.
Here's what I
No,
think the script was. They're like, okay, so Raiders have had the worst first round picks that we have ever seen in a span of 5 years. How about when they host the draft, they don't have a first, and then when their biggest rival of all time hosts the draft, they pick a first round, and it's actually a good pick.
And wait, not to mention, bro, he's from your division rivals alma mater.
And not only that, he's best
Ooh.
friends with the QB you hate the most.
Ooh.
This is like Succession, dude. This is
This is like business is booming. We got the best script ever made.
Right.
this is yeah. Elvis, hats off to
If this whole thing was scripted, this is the greatest storytelling of all
the
time.
script writers. Yeah,
Right.
there's a writer's strike right now. Hopefully, they get paid top dollar because
Yo, pay him. I will pay him myself. I will pay every dollar I have.
We'll start a GoFundMe.
Most day.
Pay these writers. Now they probably made a strike because they realize how good the NFL has writers. They're like, these guys look like they get paid more.
I'm excited about Michael Meyer too. By the way, dude. I mean, his name reminds me of the Halloween movie, but I'm excited.
I know. I just call him Myers at this point. I'm like, I'm not calling you Meyer. I'm calling you Michael Myers. Like, even Dustin does the same thing. He's like Mayer, Myers, whatever.
I keep thinking of that basketball player, the guy who played for Baylor, plays for Illinois now. The white dude, Michael Mayer. Yeah, Matthew Mayer. Matthew Mayer is Michael Mayer's our guy. That's going to take some getting used to.
My buddy, he's a Jets fan. He sent me a text when we made the pick, the Michael Mayer pick. He sent me a text of what's the guy, Michael Myers, the guy who did like the whole Austin Powers movies and shit.
Oh yeah, groovy baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, that pick was so good.
The best tight end in the draft.
Bro, that pick. You know something funny that I learned? A tight end has never won Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Really?
I would love it if the script writers just gave us this one. Just give me that one.
Keep it going, right?
Have Baby Gronk be Offensive Rookie of the Year.
They've taken us this far. Might as well.
Or wait. What if the former Texas Tech Raider wins Rookie of the Year, and then our tight end wins it? What if finally our rookies actually are not robbed like how Josh was and Max? How crazy would that be?
Yeah, who won O'Roy? Josh's rookie?
No, it was a Kyler Murray and Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't think it should have been Kyler Murray.
It should have been Josh.
Actually, I don't know if it should have been Josh, bro. Like he had a good rookie year, but I don't know if he was the best rookie.
He's the best. Okay, I said he was most definitely the best running back in that draft class.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I mean, he's had the only year. I mean, 2021 because of injuries was the only sub 1,000-yard rushing season for him, right?
Yeah.
So and even still at that, he had like 800 yards. Played pretty well in that playoff game. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, it was just the injuries that held him back there. But yeah, as far as Michael Mayer, I'm honestly shocked that first of all he dropped as far as he did. I mean, we technically traded up even though it was only like 3 picks, but
I didn't even realize he was there. Like when
yeah, I
we
didn't.
drafted him, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
How did we finesse the draft like that?
that was. I mean, that was a power move. I'm not even sure we needed to trade up, but
Yeah,
Because
because they were planning to trade up back to the first because he was one of the 4 or 3
people
guys
they wanted.
available.
Then the
He was
Cowboys want him too?
no, we tried to trade up to the Cowboys to get him, but the Cowboys
Ah,
didn't want to trade. Then we tried to trade to the Chiefs, but the Chiefs were like, you got to give us a little extra.
right.
So we're like,
oh yeah,
let's hope for the best. And then I looked at the other tight ends that were drafted from. I'm like, why were these two drafted? Like, okay, Dalton, yeah, he's a really good
I get
receiver.
that.
But Laporta,
That was a reach.
yo, Lions, what's wrong with you right now?
Well, think about it though.
First a running back in the top
Jamar
10,
Gibbs.
and then Jack Campbell. I mean, it's an okay pick in the first round. I think he would have been available in the second either way though. And then you get Laporta. I'm just like, ugh. Lions are like the one NFC team I'm rooting on, and you're already failing at that. I don't know why.
yeah. Lions are America's team. Let's just call it like it is.
Yeah, come on.
Right. Dan
Lions
Campbell.
is a true American team.
Play on
If
Thanksgiving every year.
Yeah. I really thought they were going to beat Buffalo. I was like, if they beat Buffalo this Thanksgiving, it's going to
Oh
be.
yeah, that was great.
I'm
yeah,
like, this is going to be
well,
the best. I'm like, this is going to be the best Thanksgiving ever.
yeah. I remember I remember rooting for them as well. Yeah, I mean, this was the year. This past year, they weren't quite there yet, but you saw the potential. So we'll have to
Hey,
see. I mean,
but here's the thing. Here's the thing that makes all Lions fans happy. They Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Green Bay Packer. His
oh my
last
God,
play, his last play was an interception.
that play was awful. That's the one thing like Jets fans should be worried about. Like, how much of a decline is Rodgers on? Because they paid.
That's
I mean,
that's what I keep saying. Like, I'm not gonna bash on the Jets that much. I'm just gonna bash on the curse that they have. Who, no matter what QB goes there, they suck. Even if it's a Hall of Famer, they just suck.
well, I mean, they haven't really done the best at selecting quarterbacks.
Yeah, this is probably the best quarterback that they did select, but
yeah. Well,
we
I
don't
mean,
know if it's
paper,
at the worst timing since he is
yeah.
hitting his 40s, and we don't like it. Can the decline can happen at any point. Like it can happen at
Right.
any point. Like Tom Brady goes from like the
Yeah.
crazy like whoa
Touchdowns.
crazy old man throwing crazy touchdowns, and then just like barely 20 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like even Rodgers, right, back-to-back MVP years, and it feels like they gave the Packers all that in a trade just to make the playoffs, and that's a team that we're going to have to face this year. So that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers match. Yay.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I guess there'll be some pregame or postgame for that matter.
What was funny is that we would have faced him either way if he stayed in Green Bay or not.
What?
I said we would have faced him either way if he stayed in Green Bay or not.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, obviously, one of the arguments about Rodgers taking a step back last year was he didn't exactly have everything, the most talent to throw to. Because it's pretty even before then, when on his 2 MVP years, it was like Devontae, and then the drop off in talent was pretty steep beyond that. But now Rodgers has Garrett Wilson, and I mean, you think about that matchup. I mean, I get, once again, going back to that conversation of who's going to be, what is our starting cornerbacks, who are they going to be? Because Garrett Wilson is going to be a matchup nightmare, I'm predicting. So
most likely, yeah.
So that's the question, right? Like, who do you put? And then, of course, a great matchup to watch, game within the game, is going to be Devontae Adams and Sauce Gardner. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh God, I want him to say he's not there yet. I want it to be a Patrick Surtain situation, or people make a meme like when receivers go against Sauce, they say he got lost in the sauce. I hope Adams beats Sauce. So someone makes a meme of Adams just dipping buffalo wings in a sauce. Like, yeah.
Well,
I think Sauce is there, guys. I think Sauce is there. Unfortunately,
yeah, he's more than there. He's been there. More than there. He's been there before he even got there.
That is the best corner I've seen the past, best rookie corner I've ever seen.
I think it was the first time that a rookie got first All Pro.
Yeah,
when have you ever seen that?
I mean, he's the kind of corner that you make in a lab. He's like,
and not only that, here's how freaking unrealistic that this guy is, even though it is reality. He's only allowed one touchdown since freshman year of his college career. So since being a starter freshman year to now, he's only allowed one touchdown. Like, I am terrified of a corner that can do that.
I will say he gets away with being a little handsy. I will say that.
That's true.
But no, he's elite. He's elite. I agree with Ozzy here. He says, "Can we say Rodgers has no excuses with the Jets with the elite defense?" I agree.
Oh yeah. No if the Jets don't win at least 9, not even 9, if they don't win at least 10 games, there's obvious fingers to point at, and it's like, well, the team record got better, but why didn't it get better as expected?
I mean, I'll say this, stats. I actually think in that division they should win it. They should win it with Rodgers.
A lot of teams, the AFC East is, in my opinion, the most stacked division right now. Because why is because the Patriots are the Patriots, and I don't know. I don't know. And because now they got Bill O'Brien to help out their offense, but that just depends how good their offense can be.
So this may
be the Bills are the Bills, and the Dolphins. To me, the Dolphins are built pretty well, like especially since they got that advantage in being in Miami.
Right.
So like that's why to me right now, anyone from the AFC East could win it if they want to.
So this may be a bit of a hot take, fellas, but I think I should say I don't think Josh Allen is actually as good as people think.
No, I don't think he is. I think he's a turnover machine.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually a top 5 quarterback. And I think a lot of publications have him as a top 5 quarterback. I don't see him as that. He's more of like a top 10 quarterback in my eyes. But yeah, I don't think he's as good as I think the pundits make him out to be.
It's just because like he's like, it's like what they did with Anthony Richardson. He's a big QB who can run. And like he can like challenge linebackers and stuff, but he's a turnover machine. Like literally, like I predicted it. I'm like, he's gonna make the playoffs, but this is gonna now like this playoff game and is going to state that it's not Josh Allen versus Mahomes, it's Burrow versus Mahomes, because Josh Allen can't beat Mahomes, but Burrow can. So I don't know where everyone thinks that Allen has this rivalry with Mahomes when he can't even beat him.
No, I agree. I mean, I think Burrow and Mahomes are probably the best quarterbacks in the AFC. I mean, Rodgers obviously took a dip last year. We'll see where he's at. But it's really like, Burrows and Mahomes. I mean, I'm actually like not even a Lamar Jackson fan either.
It's like it's kind of like where it's Brady and Manning. Like you got Mahomes and Burrow now.
Right. The thing is, like, Burrow doesn't get as much media attention because of I mean, his style of play isn't as flashy as
No,
Josh
yeah,
Allen's or
because
even Jalen Hurts, like in the NFC. Like, I'm actually not a huge fan of him, to be honest.
because Burrow, he's mostly famous because of his personality. Like that's what's getting him famous. Like the dude is like he's just stone cold. Like he, he's he has the game mentality right there, and he's very cocky. Um, yeah, with Jalen Hurts,
Burrows is you're referring to Burrows?
Burrow.
Burrow. I'm sorry. Yeah.
With Jalen, I think he's good. I just think they paid him too early. If he won the Super Bowl, I wouldn't have minded the contract, but he didn't win. So I think
Yeah, I agree with what Ozzy is saying here. Hertz is good, but has an elite roster. I agree. I don't think Hertz is so Hertz got the kind of contract that you give a quarterback who elevates his team, right?
yeah,
Who,
like Mahomes. Mahomes got that
right.
type of contract because his first year starting, he won MVP. Second year starting, he went to Super Bowl. So you give a guy like that a contract immediately. Jalen Hurts, he doesn't win MVP, didn't win the Super Bowl. Yes, he was in it, but he didn't win it. And
I
it
also think his division is
feels
pretty weak, to be honest. I actually don't think his division is that strong
the
either.
entire conference is weak. I mean, look at the
Yeah.
other quarterbacks in it. Like, who are the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFC compared to the AFC?
No, yeah, I mean it's not even comparable. Yeah.
So like that's why I'm like you're benefiting off of, and it's kind of an argument that I heard a lot of NFC fans over here have said that the Eagles benefited off of a weak conference, especially how easy their playoff games were. Because when you think of who they faced in the playoffs, they went against the Giants, who have like the most one of the most one score games, and their roster was completely demoralized, and that's how they won. And then they went against the Niners. They didn't really beat the Niners. They just benefited off the Niners just getting injured to death. And then once they faced the Chiefs, their defense was non-existent and their offense was turning over the ball. Which is kind of how I saw it.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are a prime example of what I push for, on this panel, week in and week out, building, the football team in the trenches on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, and that could get you a long way, and it could hide a lot of weaknesses. So you take a step back and look at the Eagles roster, their defensive line and their offensive line, they're elite, right? Like those are definitely elite units. And when you have especially a top 3 offensive line like the Eagles, then you make your quarterback look good, right? For me, just like looking and analyzing the games that the Eagles were playing, Hertz has a ton of time to, scan the field. And then, it's almost like a trick play, all these like little like option, these read options that he runs, and they just, eat off of that, play in and play out. That's what they eat off of. Dustin's trying to join.
Yeah, there's something going on with Dustin.
The Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think it's his Wi-Fi. It happens sometimes, but this is like the weirdest one so far.
But yeah, dude, I'm not a huge, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be a hater here. Like I appreciate Jalen Hurts. I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think, he should have been the highest paid player in the history of the NFL type of contract.
Yeah, especially after one season.
Yeah, I don't think
that's like no. That's because I don't know. Like I don't think that's how you do it. That's not how you get paid like that. Especially since it's not that long, like that, not that long of a contract to build off of. Because I think it's like how many years is the contract? 6, 5?
Whose contract?
Jalen Hurts. Like how long was the contract? The
5
new contract?
years. Yeah,
5 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because if you're trying to make it to where you're saying that you have the franchise quarterback, or the bet you're arguing that he is the best quarterback, you would do what
5
they
years,
did.
55.
You would do what they did with Mahomes and make that contract a decade long, or like at more than 5, because I don't know. It's just I just think that it's just you don't go from really like you're the backup to Wentz. I understand that to then you're a hit or miss kind of player. Like I remember Philly fans hated Hurts in his second year; they hated him.
Yeah,
And then his
turnaround was tremendous.
third year out of nowhere, it doesn't it feel like a Nick Foles situation a little bit? Am I the only one that feels like that?
No, because Hurts was literally like he was going to be the MVP. He just got hurt.
I know that, but it's kind
No,
of
Nick.
similar. I'm thinking of like not like exactly like a Nick Foles thing, but it's where like I don't know, you don't get one season where you put up like these really good stats in a way, and then you just get the best contract known to man.
Yeah,
Kind
well,
of
I
kind of
agree.
like how people expected Foles after the Super Bowl, like, oh yeah, this should be the guy. He beat Brady, and then the dude falls off the face of the earth.
Well, Nick Foles is kind of one of those weird examples where like, he'll get hot at the right time, like he'll have a playoff run or he'll have like a big playoff game or something. But if you're talking about relying on him throughout the course of certainly a regular season to get you to the postseason, he's not that guy. And at least Jalen was able to put together a really good regular season as well
Yeah.
as I mean
Yeah,
postseason.
I won't take that away from him. I'm not like trying to like say he's Nick Foles or anything. I'm just saying like I would have waited to see what he can do this season since both his coordinators are gone and
Right.
the team is a little different. Like and you just lost the Super Bowl. So instead of just losing the Super Bowl and then getting the best contract in the league, why don't you try to prove that you can win a Super Bowl and then get that contract? Because and especially how that money affects your team and team building, like I don't know. I don't know if they thought this through. If they did think this through, I'm not gonna like discredit intelligence or anything. I just think it's really weird like that. And especially how when I say like Lamar Jackson, now Lamar Jackson's the highest paid technically. What has
Yeah,
Lamar
but so watch. I'll tell you why it's smart because look, the thing a lot of people don't look at is the salary cap is inflating right now to $250 million. Right? You want to know why it's smart? This is how smart it is. The Chiefs knew this. When did they sign Mahomes' contract? 2-3
Oh
years
yeah,
ago.
I did talk about this, but
His
my
is
difference with it
260 fully guaranteed. $260 million fully guaranteed in the last year of his contract. So when you or 60 million. But what I'm saying is the Jalen Hurts at 260 and his 60 million is the same exact contract in the end. So I don't think it was a bad investment. I think only Burrows and their contracts are only going to get higher, and they're only going to keep getting higher, and it's going to keep doing that. So I think it's kind of like Max's and Devontae's. You pay out right now, otherwise you're going to be that motherfucker paying out later. That's going to cost you way, way, way more. You know what I mean? 60 mil right now,
yeah,
big.
I guess when you put it like that, it's a better viewpoint
I was
because
also going to say stats. I was also going to say, in addition to that, the cap is increasing as Dustin said. But I think the other thing is you want to play nice with these players, right? You want to maintain, sort of a good working relationship with them because I think ultimately, for instance, in the Lamar Jackson situation, the dude got paid, but I think there was like some bad blood there that was, that was created, that was generated, right? Because at some point, like imagine having a boss and you're trying to get paid, but your boss isn't paying you. You're going to feel a certain way towards your boss, right? So I think the Eagles wanted to avoid that situation in which there's like bad blood that's created between themselves and like Jalen Hurts. So they said, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go ahead and pay this guy. He took us to the Super Bowl. We think he's an ascending player. I don't think he is. I think he sort of like reached
Hell
his ceiling.
no. You might as well go give AR a fucking $60 million contract too right now.
Yeah, like I mean, same thing with like Daniel Jones, right? Like I personally don't
Oh
think that
God,
Daniel.
I said it from the start. I think Daniel Jones just ruined the QB market. I'm like, this dude hasn't literally done anything to get that
Yeah,
kind of
but
money.
40 million compared to 60, fuck, I think you're doing all right. I mean,
But it's
that's
still a
the
bad
problem
contract,
is
though.
Yeah, but if you told me if
there's
I
not
could
going to
get
be no such thing as like $20 million quarterbacks anymore, man. I don't think. I think, like I was telling you about the fifth year options. I think they're about to 86 those here right now, dude. Like, I literally feel like Josh is the stepping stone for it. And the rest of these dudes that are getting non tags right now are the exact the example. Because right now they're saying like straight up, why are we going to pay you 10 million when we don't claim your tag, and then we'll just sit here, and then what if the franchise tags less than what you're asking? You know, like that's the shit that they're gonna do, man. Like I think it's just a thing in the past where it was created that way. People have been doing it for so long, and I think it's about to be done and over with because I keep trying to tell people this. If you look it up online, each position has a percentage. It has a percentage, and it goes by a tier of elite to like average to fucking non-average, and then it has a percentage of what that player is entitled to the salary cap. So if the Kansas City Chiefs did a Patrick Mahomes contract, and in the very last year of his contract, right? In the very last year, it was 60 million fully guaranteed in the last year. That obviously tells you that they looked 7 years ahead because he was still playing on 2 years of his contract before and then 5 years on there. So they looked 7 years ahead and knew that $60 million would be right where it would be. They're not even 4 years later, they're at 60 million already. So that's all I'm saying. That's a steal to the Chiefs and anybody at that pay right now. Because in the next few years, when you're looking at Lamar, do you think Burrows is going to take less than Lamar? Like,
Bro,
he's going to try to get his ass over there straight up.
If Burrow this season makes it to another AFC championship game or makes it to another Super Bowl or wins the MVP, that dude is going to get 60 million per year. Just because.
But that's my point. I think everybody's going to push for that money. But I agree. I wouldn't have gave Hurts that money. No way, no how. Because I think you give him the money. He's only done it 1 year, man. There's too many too many probables
that's why Dustin, when you brought up the Mahomes thing before you came on, when I was talking about Mahomes, I was like, the difference between Hurts and Mahomes is Mahomes first year won MVP, second year won Super Bowl. Chiefs recognize what kind of player they have, give him the contract. Hurts, this is only the first year, and he gets the contract. So that's where I'm like, I don't know about that.
My whole thing with this whole, with these players getting paid these astronomical amounts. By the way, like I recognize these professional, sports careers are short, so they're trying to maximize their value as much as they can. Salute, Richard. They're trying to maximize. They're trying to maximize their earnings as much as they can while they, during the short careers that they have. But what I come back to is, are you trying to win a chip or are you just trying to become the highest paid dude? There's a decision point there. There's like a fork in the road. Are you trying to win a chip? And in order to win a chip, you have to, sort of operate within the confines of the salary cap. Whether that's real or not, that's a different discussion. Or do you just want to be like the highest paid QB or the highest paid guy at your position? Salute, Dark. And that's actually where I have like trouble with these contracts. If I were, like the GM at one of these organizations, and I have a guy like Lamar that's playing hardball or whatever, I'm taking the position of, hey, you want to win a chip or you just want to become the highest paid player? Because I'm trying to win a chip here. And if you're not on board with that, then philosophically we're not aligned. So you got to get your ass up out of town, no matter how good of a player you are. I don't want those kinds of guys on my team, no matter how good you are.
And that's why, personally, I'm happy we have Ziegler as GM, because he's not going to want to overpay or give players the bag and it's going to make us feel shaky later. Last regime, they threw the bag at anyone. Like they would wear a blindfold, spin the wheel, throw a dart at it.
I'm still angry about the Trent Brown contract. I'm still angry about the Nick Kwiatkowski contract.
Like Ziegler,
I'm angry about Corey Littleton.
Yeah,
Ziegler wasn't even going to pay $6.5 million to Rocky Sin, and everyone's asking why. They're like, "Dang, that's a cheap contract. Why didn't you pay him that?" I'm like, "Are we forgetting this dude blew up his knee right when the season? He blew up his knee." So
there's
we don't
obviously more reason. Yeah, there's reason why.
And he was probably asking too much, and Ziegler's just being a lot more smarter with it. And I'm kind of happy he's our GM when it comes to money, because we as a fan base have experienced how terrible some regimes have been with our money.
Yeah, I think he knew right away. There's something wrong with Rocky. It could be personality. It can be anything. When it shows that he was only looking for $6 million and you didn't even sign him, there's something way more than than the money or the player. So I think, like I said, he already knew that he wasn't going to do it. So it's either his injury is bigger than what it is, or maybe the way he took care of the injury, maybe the way he acted in the injury. But I feel like there's something there that Ziegler did not like. And I think he worked while he was here. But there's got to be something, man. $6 million ain't shit to a corner like him at his age. So,
you know what I think, Dustin? I think Ziegler took a step back, analyzed the cornerback room, and said, you know what, with the guys that we have, we're not even sure if Rakia, given his injury, whether he's actually like one of the two starting corners coming into the season. So they were like, okay, we're not going to pay this guy $6.5 to be the third or fourth corner on the roster. So I think Ziegler probably,
he's not to full health,
right. If he's not to full health, if I'm going to get 10 games out of him, out of the,
and it's probably what he learned from the Darren Waller situation, from the Hunter Renfrow situation, from the Chandler Jones situation. Like, why are people surprised now? Like, the dude, after he paid Waller not healthy, Waller not showing up the games.
Right. Because the thing is,
Hunter Renfrow now injured, and Chandler was kind of an overpay. And I think he learned from that.
The best ability is availability. And if you're paying a guy like
a third and a fifth, we traded for him, a third and a fifth.
Yeah, people forget, we also traded with the Steelers with Martavis Bryant, dude. If you guys remember, I think we gave them a third for Martavis as well. So fucking the Steelers literally fleeced us for two of their wide receivers back in like 20. I guess Martavis Bryant was at the beginning of 2018, and then AB was before the 2019 season, the last season in Oakland. That's when we were all yelling like "fuck AB" in the Broncos game.
AB's such a prick. Didn't he doesn't he own a team now, and he fired the dude that won?
There's like all kinds of BS with like the arena team that he owns now. He's like not paying like coaches and other executives or something like that, and they left.
He's gonna end up in prison.
How does this dude own a team? What is he trying to be like, money? Snoop Dogg? Just go on side missions?
I mean, his whole life is side missions. He doesn't play in the NFL anymore.
Yeah.
But
like, dang, like when I heard that, I'm like, doesn't this dude have like several warrants on him? Like, how the heck is he owning teams now?
I mean, obviously, with a guy like that, everything's going to come to a head. It's all going to add up and catch up to him at some point. But
it's gonna hit him like a missile in the face.
To Richard, just real quick, Jeff. Richard Lyons' comment. So Martavis Bryant actually played for us. I think he got actually like a couple hundred yards during the course of the season back in like 2018. So we actually ended up getting production from Martavis Bryant. We didn't get any production from AB. I'm actually looking right here at Bryant's stats. He ended up getting 266 yards, a whopping 266. I think for a 3rd-round pick, and then he ended up going to the CFL for a year or two.
He's in the XFL this year.
Fuck. The guy's a physical specimen. I mean, he ran like a 4.3. He's like 6'4", ran a 4.3.
Yeah, he's 6'4".
He just can't stay right.
Yeah, I mean,
shit, he's actually in Vegas, dude. He's with the Vegas Vipers.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he was in the XFL. Let's see. Yeah, he's with the Argonauts, and then he's on the practice squad of another CFL team. Okay, so he's in fan controlled football. That's pretty sick. But yeah, I mean the narrative I've heard about him is that he was just like untapped potential that never got realized because he smoked too much weed. You know, in the immortal words of Stephen A., he couldn't stay off the weed.
I think it was after that Browns. I think it was that Browns or Bengals game. We got hit in the head. I think after that dude like he just changed after that. Or I only have two possibilities with that. It's either that or Mike Tomlin just picks like the worst personality receivers and he just knows how to control them. Because Steelers receivers all the time, they're always like that dirty player that like you just don't like to hang around.
You're saying Martavis was one of them?
No, not Martavis, but just in general.
Yeah, I mean, it was him. I don't know. I guess he might have been a budding sort of blossoming player, but I don't know. That was what, like 5 years ago now?
Yeah.
Was that year one of the Gruden part 2?
That was in what, 19?
Yeah, 18. So, yeah, I mean, some bad moves. That's really just been the
horrible moves.
I mean, it should be no surprise why this team hasn't had a lot of success.
No, it's why I say like, what are you supposed to do when a team has failed this much this horribly?
Well, I mean, it does all come back to Mark Davis because Mark Davis is like pretty much stripped at least as far as like the football operations go. Like he's fire head coaches after head coaches. Like the whole Mark Davis thing is this. It's a study in your owner does have to know about the sport that that his team is part of. In order to be successful, like you can let your employees, like your GM and your head coach, you can let them cook, but you still have to know enough to know to put the right guys in power. So
let them cook.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, you have to cook yourself though, right? Like you can't just throw a dart on at a list of head coaches or whatever on the wall, and whatever one it hits, that's the one you hire. There has to be some good decision-making processes or there has to be some criteria that you use to make these good hires. So, and then also the weird thing is like the coaches he did hire, they'd always have like a 1-year leash and then they would just be done. So it's just like you don't even really know what they could have done, right? Like, Lane Kiffin was 1 year, right?
Yeah. All of them were. All of them were in there. In the mid 2000s, Al didn't hire anybody past. I think Tom Cable had to be the longest tenured coach in that era at that time.
Al Davis got to the point he brought back head coaches that were already coaches, or he just had
back Art Shell, dude. He brought back Art Shell.
He brought back players.
He shipped his ass the very next year too.
Yeah, he had players be coaches. Like
He kept people forget, dude. The first stint with the first John Gruden stint, Fred Biletnikoff was the wide receivers coach because of Al, and then I think the defensive backs coach might have been Willie Brown. And so, Al just loved, he was a very loyal guy, so he loved having those old Raiders on staff.
Yeah, and it only worked. It only worked back then. It was no longer working now.
I mean, hell, we had Rod Woodson back there. Frickin', we've had multiple guys back on our team.
Yeah, which is what I kind of liked. I kind of liked how Ziegler was kind of, or just his new regime in general, were kind of like telling Mark, like, hey, if you want change or if you want us to like show that we are changing for the better, you gotta at least, you have to do these moves to do it. Like, you're gonna have to like let us fire some of these people who have obviously shown they've been pretty bad at their jobs.
Martavius would have had the potential like Josh Gordon would have had if he would have ever fucking played right. So, like Gruden said, he's like the rare white tiger at the zoo that just never shows the fuck up, but whenever it does come out, it looks pretty damn good. So,
fucking 6'4", ran a 4.3, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You would have expected him to take off more because even those years with the Steelers, like, I don't think he ever had an 800-yard season. So, I mean, they traded him for a reason, right? Like, you have to think of it in those terms. I would argue.
I mean, fuck, the Packers just traded us Devontae. He had fucking 15, 14 touchdowns and 1,400 yards. I mean,
yo, check this out. Check this out. Just kind of random. This is off topic, but I'm looking at the 1998 Raiders roster, and I think
where we drafted Charles Woodson.
Yeah, when we drafted Charles Woodson,
Eric Allen was there. Fucking, we had ballers over there at that time.
Yeah, so check this out, guys. This might be, and stats may like this factoid here. In my mind, this might be the only time that a single roster, check this out, a single roster had 3 Heisman Trophy winners at the same time. Tim Brown, Desmond Howard, and Charles Woodson, all on the same team.
No, the Ravens had that backfield with Lamar, Mark Ingram, and RG3.
So they had 3 too? They had 3 also?
Yeah, on the field at the same time, yeah.
Fuck. Isn't that crazy, though? We had 3 Heismans in 98?
Yeah, dude, it's cool.
That shit's fucking cool.
It's good history. But yeah, I mean, I guess sort of circling back. So, I don't even know. So we got on the topic of just like, yeah, I guess the sad history up until now. Let's see what else. Why don't we let's see. Al's Ghost, do you want to do one of your topics? Predicting the starting O-line. You want to get a start on that? It seemed to be an interesting one. We haven't really, because obviously with additions like McClendon Curtis, for example, is UDFA. That's a guy I thought that was a pretty good signing as far as UDFA is. I think he was projected to be like a 6th or 7th rounder. Right. So that was a pretty good grab out of the draft.
Who was?
Yeah. McClendon Curtis, the guy from Chattanooga.
Curtis was projected in the 3rd and 4th round, so he's a 3rd, 4th round prospect. Curtis, the fucking guard from Chattanooga.
Yeah, he's a massive dude, right?
Oh, I heard that they're gonna have
Ziegler said in the
they're gonna have him compete for the starting spot.
Yeah, Ziegler had it just here in the video I showed on the last live. He said we had him tagged in the 3rd and 4th round, and we're able to get him at a UDFA.
Bro, imagine that. Imagine you had Curtis on that line.
Yeah, but again, like I said, he could probably start there, but there are guys on this line too that can, like I said, Haron can most definitely. I think there's going to be a lot of competition here in those lines. That's why I think a guy like Parker can most definitely be looking out the door, dude. Especially from what is it,
you
Warner?
know
Is
how
it
I'm
Warren?
so confident.
Warren from Arkansas.
Yeah. You want to know why? You want to know how I'm so confident in this line? I'm only thinking about one position where there's competition in, and that's only the right guard. Like, we already have the left tackle. The left guard is good. The center's good. We already know who the right tackle is. It's just who's the right guard. That's it.
Yeah, and I think it's McClendon Curtis, dude. I think he's going to be the right guard. So yeah, so my predicted, starting offensive line. Obviously, I have Colton Miller at left tackle,
Right.
Parham left guard, James at center. I think you have Curtis at right guard, and then you have hopefully with fewer penalties, Illuminor at right tackle. I think that's a starting line.
If Curtis starts and he has a good year, Ziegler is just a god at picking offensive linemen.
Fucking like 6'6", over 300 pounds, dude.
Bro, like
you
pick
just
Parham,
runs people over.
Your very first pick is Dylan Parham. He's part
straight
of the
bully, dude.
He's part of the all rookie team.
He is a fucking bully. He's the definition of bully. He'll maul your ass straight to the dirt, bro. Like, and not only that, he can swing, dude. He can do all of it. He can do just about anything, man. So I think the guy got a lot of high upside for sure.
He just moves people, dude. I like that shit.
I like what Ziegler does when picking offensive linemen. That's the one thing I'm confident about.
And what I like actually, about the roster is, obviously, I think we beefed up the defensive line with the picks that we got. That's only going to make our offensive line better, right? During training camp, during practice.
That's definitely going to make Dylan Parham better because now he's got to block Tyree Wilson.
There's an old saying, dude. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. So I'm happy that the defensive line got boosted because that not only helps the defensive line, right? That helps the offensive line. So hopefully those guys are an improved unit next year.
Yeah, and hey, if we finished as the top 10 offensive line statistically and rating ranked, it'd be pretty exciting if they can get better with that.
Yeah, I think. Hold on, I meant to bring the stat up because I think we were talking about just protecting Jimmy G because that's really going to be the key if they're going to be successful this year because if not then Jimmy G if he goes down then we're probably fucked for the season unless Aiden O'Connell can.
I do think that's if we let Jimmy get hit too much.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The protection has to be there, like more so than with Carr, because with Carr, like Carr never really had like the injury concern outside of the 2016, obviously. But yeah, Carr was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was 18th in sacks, like time sacks. So that's upper 50th percentile throughout the whole league, which is pretty good. I would say, I mean, Jimmy himself was Jimmy didn't, because that's not totally fair to compare because he didn't really play the whole season, but here.
And not only that, Carr was top 3 or top 5 in amount of time in the pocket given to throw the ball. So if he was given like that good of amount of a time, it'd be pretty good to see what they can do with Jimmy.
Okay, so Jimmy was sacked 18 times in 2022 to Carr's.
That's what I'm saying, Richard. There's going to be a lot of people battling down on that line, man. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people. I don't know if anybody can slate anybody at the moment besides the left side of that line, the right guard. I mean, there's so much rotation, so much players. I mean, even these guys get picked up. I mean, I know in a perfect world, every time we get somebody, they'd be the starter, but there are guys that have been in the system, know the system. Luminor is a perfect example of it. I mean, people are sleeping on Haron. Don't forget, they traded a draft pick for Haron, dude. They traded for him, and they gave up like a fourth or fifth. So, the guy got injured right when he came. I think he got injured in practice, if I remember right. But long story short is they're gonna compete. I don't think any guy slated there.
Here's how you
Alex
know
Barr might not even be on the fucking team next year.
Here's how you know that we're definitely giving him a lot better protection than the Niners. Because here's how. Derek Carr played 15 games. He got sacked 27 times.
Right.
Jimmy G played 10 games. He got sacked 18 times.
Yeah, 11, I think. But yeah, so what is that? 20. Let's do the math.
Well, tell me, what is it again? 10 and 11?
It said he played 11, but he started 10.
So what's the sacks? What was the sacks for him?
So Jimmy G got sacked 18 times.
18 in 11 games?
Yeah, we can have it be 11, yeah.
And then what was Carr's?
Carr was 27 and 15.
I mean, he's almost a 2-to-1. They're both almost 2-to-1, technically. I mean, he's fucking
27 over 50.
He's almost 2-to-1 fucking sacks. I mean, it's 2 and 3 fucking quarter, damn near, and then or 1 and 3 quarter, and the same with Jimmy, because it'd be 22. He's 4 under. This is 30. It's 27. If it's 3 under, so it's damn near 1.7, 1.7 in sacks, sack rate.
Yeah, it's pretty similar in terms of just the rate. Jimmy was 1.63 or 6.4 if you round up sacks a game, and then Carr was 1.8. So that's the thing, right? Because if you're talking about even similar sack rates, Carr came out of 2022 completely fine injury-wise, and Jimmy, was out for the rest of the year. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they're really going to have to ratchet up, even though it was a good offensive line, but I think it needs to be better. If they're going to have success.
I'm not arguing against that. I would like it to be the best O-line.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, and that's tough to do, right? I mean, obviously, last year there was a lot of shuffling the deck with the offensive line. There's a lot of moving parts, which I guess you could attribute to, McDaniel trying to figure out the roster and how, the chemistry of it and who works best in what position. But that's the thing, that's how emergent this issue, because this is the guy that McDaniels wanted, right? Like, this was his move completely. Like, Jimmy G is obviously not a guy he inherited. So, if you like Jimmy G, that's fine. I'm just saying you do have to read the fine print, which is, if he doesn't have protection because he's not a mobile quarterback, if he doesn't have protection, it could get ugly, right? So, and I mean, once again, the financially speaking, Jimmy G does have the potential out. So if it doesn't work out this year, then the Raiders could part ways with them after this year.
The thing I'd have to say about the deal is they chose that. Like, they chose him not to be mobile. They chose the drafted quarterback not to be mobile. They're not worried about him getting sacked. Like, they're not worried about it. Like, they chose for him to be there. Like, they chose O'Connell not to have cement fucking shoes. You know what I mean? Like, they're looking at it like, Brady's been sacked a lot too in the pocket. It's not like Brady ain't sit back there and not been sacked. I mean, I remember Brady getting his ass beat on one year, dude, for like fucking 30, 40 sacks. So, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not like they haven't protected him most of his career, but he's been sacked on too. But I think they're looking at more accuracy over it because you think about Stenham, right? Stenham was hell mobile. I mean, do you agree? I mean, dude was fucking all over the place, take off running, see gaps, just go. He got a little arm. He got weak ass arm deep, but he's got an arm, you know, a little bit here and there. They didn't even choose one to replace him mobile. They didn't even choose a mobile quarterback to replace him. Nothing. They were like, "Yep, we want cement feet over here. Bring him on over here." Like that's the thing is like they don't. I guess for them, they prefer a guy to sit in the pocket and throw the ball like they want versus a guy dropping the ball and taking off. Where I think that's kind of crazy, but at the same time, if you got a guy like O'Connell that's hella high in accuracy, it's a benefit to them. You know what I mean? Because if he can sit in the pocket and get it over dudes, I mean, what is he, 6'3"? So he's not no little guy. And he can get it right over the top of people all day long. And I mean, the shortest route is staying still, like straight up. You just hike it and stay still. That's the shortest route to anybody at that point. So I don't know. I don't know. I hope that the Lions, and again, Richard, in my opinion, you would want fucking Munford to start. I mean, he's the biggest motherfucker out there, bro. He's a big ass motherfucker. So if he's had a year out, dude, freaking, he got to play hella. He got weight put on him here in this off season. Come back, like that's who I'd be looking to be my right guard starting this upcoming year, or right tackle, for damn sure. So I think like right guard. I think that's where I think you're gonna have to see is it gonna be frickin' Curtis? Is it gonna be Illuminor? Because I think, man, Munford, dude, that guy's nice. And he was a projected 4th round player last year's draft, dude, and we got him in the 7th. So like I say, man, I just think when you're looking at players like those, I mean, how big's Colton? 6'7"? Is he 6'7"? Colton Miller?
He's like 6'8", bro.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, 6'8", and then look at fucking Munford. He's like 6'8", 6'9".
He's 6'9". Colton Miller's 6'9".
Yeah, actually, Colton's 6'9". He's 6'9".
Yeah, so that's two big ass beast motherfuckers on the outside. If you got Munford on that opposite side, and a year in the NFL and weight training and building on, dude, that shit matters, man. That shit matters a lot. And Munford played good in some games. He just had he still had a lot to learn, you know, but I think like Luminor, I like when he played at the guard. I'd rather keep him at the guard, in my opinion, because look, I think when you're a quarterback and you're sitting in the pocket, you want your base 3 dudes to be shorter dudes, like 6'2", 6'3" type bodies, so you can see over the motherfucker. I mean, how is anybody, Jimmy or any fucking dude 6'7", when he'll fucking jump? Like, oh, where the fuck is this fucking guy? You know, like, you know, fucking jump over these fucking guys. Like, I think when you create that window, you create that box, and then you have that big dudes on the outside, their wingspans fucking reaching out like they're just creating big ass area. I mean, to me, that's what I think. And I think Munford, the second we drafted him last year, I thought he was a great pick just for that reason. I thought he was going to start too. I mean, he did start in some and played in some, but like I said, I thought he was a great player, dude. And I hope they develop him in the offseason, because that's who I would like to see start. But I'm not going to say, is it Warren or Wagner? Who's the fucking guy in Arkansas?
I think it's Wagner.
Oh, Dalton Wagner, right?
Yeah, Wagner. It is Wagner.
Yeah.
It is long story short is that dude's a mammoth too. Like, that's a big ass motherfucker right there, dude. And I think he's 6'9" too, and he's a big ass bodied boy. So like I said, I think these guys and he's dog, bro. Like, he's a fucking dog. So I think they're going to have some big-time competition here in camp over that position. And we need that. And then, like you said, you want your rotational player to be pretty good that can move around. You only get to bring, 7 linemen to the deal. So the 2 dudes that are back there have to play all the way across the board. And one of them's probably got to play center guard or center tackle. It's probably center guard. I mean, that'd make no damn sense to have a center tackle. But if you're playing like center guard, then it'd be fine. And then the other guy's probably like a tackle guard. You know what I mean? Like, he can play across the board that way. So I don't know, man. I think freaking just looking at our offense, looking at the way that the players, the people they brought into camp, it's exciting because you still have good players from last year that are still developing and playing good games, and now we're even looking here. That's why I'm saying Alex Barr is probably the fuck out of here because I'm gonna tell you right now, Curtis is taking that job. Like Curtis is taking
Bro,
that job.
I
Curtis
do
is
not
straight
want to
fucking balling.
see.
So.
I do not want to see Alex Bars anywhere near the starting spot.
No, I'm saying like Alex Barr might not even be on the team.
Oh, that's even better. That's
That's
even better.
Yeah, he's probably not even going to make the roster at
Bro,
this point because
I forgot which game it was. I think it was that
where he
Chiefs
walked the
game.
ball with the Rams,
He
where he knocked the ball out of his hands.
He literally allowed 6 sacks himself, or 6 potential sacks himself. Like you don't do that. Like out of all the 5 offensive linemen, you're the guy that allowed all of it to happen.
I thought he was pretty good throughout the year. I mean, I think he did have that one nightmare game.
Bars.
But yeah, I mean, in football, sometimes all it takes is one bad game, right? It could be a difference between playoff berth or going to Cancun.
Sometimes you got to know what's a player's, how are players at their best and how they are at their worst. The best way to evaluate them, how bad their worst is.
See, I think like you said, Al, if you get Curtis at the guard and get the production of him in college at that same production in the NFL, because I think, can you look it up? Is he weigh 303 pounds? Does that do 303, 6'3"? Is that what he is?
I'll get it.
Curtis?
I have it right here. He's 324.
324 at 6'3"?
6'6". McClendon Curtis?
Yeah, he's 6'6".
There's no, you can't be an NFL offensive lineman at 6'3". Maybe as a center.
Oh man, there's plenty of fucking guards at 6'3". What are you talking about? 6'6", 223.
Maybe point guard in the NBA.
Did you say 223?
324. What?
ESPN says he's 6'6" and 328.
Yeah, it's something like 320, something like. I'm looking at NFL Draft Buzz.
So 328 at 6'6". And what's Munford right now?
You got that, Sergio?
Yeah, I'll get it.
And you look up Wagner, Jeff. What's Wagner
at? Thayer Munford is 6'6" and he's 320.
6'6", 320.
I have Dalton Wagner at 6'8", 320. That's huge. The guy was the UDFA.
So you look at it like this, okay? If you Andre James, what's he height wise and weight?
Andre James is 6'4", 300 pounds. Which is good, which is decent for a center.
That's what I'm saying, like.
And then what is Parham?
I bet this dude's like 6'5".
And then what is Colton?
Colton was a 6'9".
Oh, Dylan Parham is 6'3", and he's 311 pounds. Dang, I didn't know Dylan Parham was shorter than Andre James.
I just said this fool tell me, oh, fucking point guard in the fucking NBA. Fucking guys, swear, fucking 6'3", how much?
311 pounds.
All right, so, and then you said Colton was what?
Colton is 328.
Hey, salute, Demenis. Appreciate you, bro. Sorry in the last live, I don't know if I missed or not. If I didn't say salute, bro, I'm my bad, but salute, man. Appreciate you, man. My bad. What did you say, Jeff? I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
328. Colton's 328.
328?
Yeah.
And then you said 6'8"?
6'9".
So just look at it like this. So look, you could have this lineup right here. You could have Colton Miller, 6'8", 328 pounds. Parham, 6'3", 311. James, 6'4", 300 pounds. You can have Wagner, 6'8", 380 fucking pounds. And then you can have fucking Curtis, 6'6", 328. That'd probably be the biggest line in the NFL. I mean, that'd be insane. That'd be insane right there, dude. Like, that'd be massive. That'd be fucking mauling lines, bro. Like,
linemen.
Hey, can you imagine motherfuckers trying to get up in there, dude, and they just stop? Like, what the fuck? Can't even get past some, like, old school shit, dude, you know? Like, I think that shit's crazy. That's a massive line.
Would be a pretty decent plan. Just like, you know what? Let's get the biggest guys. Just have them spread their arms. And then just make a great wall of China. And then just hope that Jimmy can see over them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what would be the best offensive line in football? What it was the Colts under Frank Reich, if you ask me, but obviously not this year with how much Matt Ryan was.
Yeah, that O-line was pretty good.
It was beast. Let's see. Let's go with top 10 O-lines in NFL.
I think last year the best O-line.
Yeah, it's the Eagles, yeah. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah, Eagles got.
But I think in my perspective, I think the Lions were better because I think the Eagles benefited off of Jalen Hurts' running ability, where Jared Goff was more of a pocket passer.
Wait, what are you talking about? You talking about the Lions?
Yeah. Like, in my opinion, I think the Lions line was better just because the Eagles were than the Eagles line. And that my opinion for that. My opinion for that is because the Eagles were benefiting off of Jalen Hurts' running ability.
But who do you think opened up all those holes for him? Like when they're doing the RPOs and shit.
You can run to the outside. You can just shift a little bit.
No, but think about it. Their run game was sick.
It was.
Lane Johnson hasn't given up a pressure in years apparently.
Not a pressure?
That's the stat that I heard. I believe it based on what I've seen. I mean, Lane Johnson. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, because if you think about it,
salute, James.
Asked the question because, ultimately that's the kind of. Oh, I mean, even forget ultimately. Actually, even this year, we're gonna have an elite, at least 3 out of the 5 interior linemen have to be at least borderline elite. I mean, you have Colton Miller, that's fine, but then the other two. I'm just talking about, because once again, right, Jimmy G, he's probably going to need a really good run game, right, at least scheme-wise, in order to function. I mean, if you're going to have him pass the entire game, it's probably not going to go well, especially if he's dropping back.
I think Parham will take it to the next level.
So look, I want to do something real quick, man, because I want to see some crazy shit real quick. Can you do me a favor and bring up the roster for the receiving core real quick?
Oh, I got it up already.
The depth chart.
All right. So who is the receivers? I hold on. Give me 1 second. I know it's gonna be. Let's just look at this real quick. So I think, man, this is going to be crazy because just looking at the fucking line.
If you want me to make it better,
just looking at the line, you got Curtis weighing the exact same as Colton Miller, 2 inches shorter than him, dude. Like at a guard position. You have Wagner at 6'8", 380. Put that into perspective. That's Trent fucking Brown weight right there. You know what I mean? Like that's the fucking size of Trent fucking Brown. Like Trent Brown probably like 400. 390, 400. Like that's a pretty massive fucking dude right there. And just sitting here, James 300, fucking Parham 311, Colton 328, 6'8", 6'3", 6'4", 6'6", fucking 6'8". You know what I mean? So let's go look at this. Let's look at all the receivers that are here.
Can all you guys read that?
Yeah, I can read it.
I see Adams, Cole, fuck Cole, dude. Chris, Lacey, Tyler, Kobe, Hunter, Carter, and then is that Sim and Tucker and Turner? Fuck, man, that's a tough one, dude. See, that's a lot of like Cole. I'd just take Cole the fuck off that list, dude. Like, man, I don't give a shit if he was here last year or not.
Who do you think the starting like? Who do you think the 6?
I'm gonna figure this out right now. I'm gonna try to figure this out right now. Was it Chris Lacey and then Tyler? That's the dude from Tyler's the dude from Tampa Bay. Yeah. And Myers. Dorset. Sims. Renfro. Carter. Fuck, dude, this is crazy. And then Tucker, right? And then Turner, right?
Yeah, DJ Turner.
What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Richard, I think we go 5 receivers.
Oh yeah, 5. All right, now do this. Go. Where's the tight end?
The tight ends are.
I see.
They're over here. Watch out. I'll go down. They're over here.
Oh, I see it right there. I see it. Hooper, Mayers, Howard, Horstat, and I think Sims, bro. Like that's who I think wide receiver. But let's see. So tight end. You got. Howard. Hooper.
Oh, there's also Cole Fotheringham over here.
Mears, and then what was the other one? It was where's the other tight end? What'd you say?
I said Cole Fotheringham. He's at the end.
Tight end?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is that at? Oh, right there. I see that.
85.
Horstat, and then who is that guy? Do you know who he is?
Who? Cole Fotheringham?
Yeah.
I don't know who he is. I just know he's on the roster.
Fotheringham? Fuck, I have no fucking idea. You can go down to 2 tight ends though. I would say like 3-4 probably with the dude on your bench.
Oh yeah, Richard. I think we're gonna go 5. receivers because we're gonna do more of the
Power
2 or 3 tight end sets. So
okay, so here's the next thing: halfback. Who's all the halfbacks?
okay, now there is a ton. So we'll start the first half over here.
That is all. You could just go down to 2. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, because I'm zooming in for you to see.
No, so Josh, Mir, Bolden, White. Is that Walter guy on there?
Austin Walter.
Josh, fucking. So we got Josh, then we got Amir, then we got dipshit, fucking. We got White. No relation whatsoever.
Do you hate it more because he has your last name?
Fuck yeah, and runs into shit. Damn right. Britton Brown. And then Sincere. All right, let's think about this. Did I not see that right? Is Bolden not on there?
No, he is.
Bolden? Oh, yeah, I see it right there. Fucking motherfucker. Wish I didn't see that. Yeah, you know what? I don't even care if I did see it. And then if I'm just guessing, I think this one would make more sense. And then it's going to come down to. Can you do me a favor? Look up Johnson's 40 time. Actually, just do me a favor. Can you just look up Johnson's stats in general? We don't need this list no more. You can move this list. Look up Johnson's. We'll give him a second.
I accidentally pressed the Leaf Studio.
So look up Johnson's 40 time and stats real fast.
Jacob Johnson?
Johnson, the wide receiver.
Oh, Tyler Johnson. Yeah, I'll do that.
I need his height. I need everything in that guy.
That can't be right.
What happened?
It's saying his 40 time is a 4.8.
Could be. What's his height? Is he tall or short? What is he?
Let me see. He is 6'1".
He's 6'1", 6'1", 6'1", and then you said he has a 4.8 40.
Yeah.
What's his stats? Receiving wise, touchdowns. How old?
Receiving wise, touchdowns. So his age is. He's right now 25. He'll be 26 by the time the regular season starts.
And then what's his stats? He played any football yet?
He played 33 games. He started 6. 48 receptions, 529 yards, 2 touchdowns.
So what is he averaging? 10 yards a carry?
11.
10 yards a reception? 11?
Yeah.
No, not happening, bud. Okay, so this is the way I see this. That was an easy deal. So I think that our starting wide receivers is going to be Adams, Mayer, Renfro, Dorsett, Tucker. And you can change Tucker or Dorsett with Carter or Turner. I don't care. I think Carter and Turner are most definitely be on the practice squad. I think Mayers, Hooper, and Howard are going to be our starting tight end. But Sims, I think is going to get converted to a tight end. I really do. So I think Sims can go on there, and I think he can take Horsted's spot. I don't know who Fotherham is, so I don't want to speak on that guy yet because I have no idea. But Horsted and Sims would be similar type players, but Sims would have a bigger body, more red zone presence inside there. He used to be tight end anyway, so I think
that they
if
would
it was
use
me,
him, they would use him more in the slot, a slot tight end.
I would use him in dual tight ends down in the red zones, and then seam them or out routes, post, things like that, drags. I mean, if you think about Horsted and the way that he played, Sims can play the exact same way, just bigger bodied player. You know what I mean? So that's why I think Sims, if it was me, I would move Sims to tight end and then just get rid of Horsted. Fotherham, I'd have to look at to be more, but just going by the people I know, My 4 tight ends would be Sims, Horstet, Hooper, and Mayers is the guys I would roll with. And then in my halfbacks, it would be Josh, Amir. It would be Josh, Sincere, Britton, and Amir. But the fact that these dipshits will probably use White over Britton will probably go to the practice squad. So I would prefer it to be White's sorry ass, and it probably will be. But long story short, that's kind of how I would roll, because Dorsett has, like I was telling you earlier, where a lot of people don't know this either, is Dorsett has a 57% efficient catch rate, dude, and Myers does too. So that shit matters out there on the field when you're trying to play in crucial moments. So I think Adams, Myers, Renfro for sure. Those 3 100. Tucker, you're not drafting him to sit, and if he's a special teamers, means if he's a special teams player, right, means he is a fucking one of the 5 spots on the receiver. Unless you designate him at a different position, a halfback or something, if he plays special teams, he's one of 53 players on the roster, means he takes that spot, which he is a receiver, which would be the 5th receiver position. So for me, Tucker 100% makes the starting roster as the 5th receiver. Dorsett would be the only guy I feel on this roster that you would like, you can take him, like, gamble him. Can you look him up? How old is he?
Which one?
Dorsett, the receiver for us.
Dorsett right now is 30 years old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dorsett can be the interchangeable. So Carter can most definitely, but see, this is why I don't think Carter makes it, because you can't have all these fucking slot receivers, Myers, Renfro, Tucker, Carter, Turner. Like, that don't even make no fucking sense. Carter, I think, can make it, and that's why I think Dorsett can go out, because look up Carter real quick. Let's look up Carter. Look up his 40, his height, and let's just check out his receiving real quick.
So DeAndre Carter's 5'8". He's also 30 years old.
Carter's 30 years old?
Yeah, DeAndre Carter.
Yeah.
DeAndre Carter's 40 time is the 4.4. 3 4s for 40.
Yeah, you don't even gotta waste your time. I think fucking Dorsett would probably still take that job over Carter or Turner. So
I don't think they don't want to have 2 guys that are under 5'10" starting.
Yeah, not only that, dude, you're gonna have Renfro, Dorsett, and Tucker all can be kicking punt returners. So I don't think you need to bring in Carter or Turner. So I don't think either one of them are gonna make it. I think it's gonna be Adams, Myers, Renfro, Dorsett, Tucker, unless we pick up a different receiver somewhere along the line. And then this is why I think Sims becomes tight end, because you can still use Sims in a wide receiver position as long as he makes the roster. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm thinking Sims. And the reason I'm saying Sims, and people would be like, well, why does it matter if he's going to be a tight end? Because it does fucking matter. Sims is a big-bodied ass wide receiver, dude, and fucking if you move him down into the tight end position, which claims one of the tight end positions, you can rotate him back into a wide receiver slot in certain plays. And the reason that you would do this is because 3 out of your 5 are going to be smaller guys. So Renfro, Dorsett, Tucker are all going to be on the smaller edge, where you have Myers and Adams only going to be the bigger side. So you're going to most definitely need a bigger bodied receiver in there at some point. And this is why I think it would be Howard, Hooper, Myers, and Sims, not Horstet, because of that reason alone is that Sims is a bigger body, just like Howard and Hooper. I think Myers, I don't think he's too big, is he? He's like 6'1", 6'2". I don't know. I'd have to look him up more. But in my opinion, that's how I would see this roster being: Adams, Myers, Renfro, Dorsett, Tucker.
Jacoby Myers is 6'2".
Yeah, 6'2". How big's Dorsett?
Oh, Dorsett's 5'10".
Yeah, that's my point. Renfro, Dorsett, and Tucker all small. How big is Sims?
Probably like 6'4", 6'5". What can we call it? Yep. Cam Sims is 6'5".
See, that's my point. That's why I think you would do this, because you're able to rotate your players where you're still able to look. Renfro, Dorsett, and Tucker are going to be lethal over there. You have two speed ass receivers still on there between Dorsett and Tucker, so you're able to rotate them out. You don't have to push on Tucker as much because Dorsett's more experienced. You got Renfro down in the slots, down in the bottom, the drags, everything. You got Myers sitting on the outside. You got Adams dominating like he does in anywhere. So I think that'd be the phenomenal ass wide receivers. And then this is, like I said, why Sims goes from wide receiver to tight end, because you don't want to get rid of Sims, dude. Like, what's his 40 time and what's his stats real quick? Let's look up Sims. Let's do a little bit of work on him.
So Cam Sims, he played 55 games. He started 17. 57 receptions, 804 yards. That's 14 yards per reception. He's had a total of 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, but that's gonna be play calling, just like Derek Carr. Fucking.
I mean, he was on the Washington team.
Yeah, 800 yards though, bro, on 50 receptions.
Yeah. For one of their playoff games, the 2021, where they had Taylor Heineke and Alex Smith, he played one playoff game. He started that game. He had 7 receptions for 104 yards. That's 15 yards per reception.
That's balling. See, this is why I think and listen, if Howard doesn't ball out, so look, what's his height and what's his weight?
OJ Howard?
No, Sims.
Oh, 6'5", 220.
All right, now 6'5", 220.
Yeah, and you also said his 40 time is a 4.5.
All right, let's look at Howard. Let's go to the tight ends. So let's look at Howard. What's his height, weight, and 40?
So OJ Howard is 6'6", 250 pounds. He played 72 games. He started 56. He's had 129 receptions for 1,882 yards. That's 14.5 per reception. And he's had a total of 17 touchdowns.
What was his 40?
J. Howard's 40 time is also a 4.5.
All right, 4 or 5. And then you said he's averaging 15 yards a carry?
14.5.
Or 14, and then Sims was 14 too, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then let's look at Hooper.
Hooper. Do you see how peaceful this researching is? It's so peaceful.
Facts. It gives you a lot of knowledge, man. It gives you a lot of knowledge. Like I said, in just a few seconds, you can damn near break down and have the base of your team, as long as you're not trying to sit here and think of some crazy ass shit. Like, I don't gotta sit here and look at Like, oh, is Johnson? I mean, the guy's slow. He's a bigger body, but I said Sims would outbeat Johnson. So why would you need Johnson to begin with? Familiarity, knowing the system. If Sims doesn't, it matters that much, but I don't think it does with the depth that you have here. Like this depth, with the depth, Sims wouldn't even be on the starting roster to begin with. Like I said, it'd be Adams, Myers, Renfro, Dorsett, and Tucker because we just drafted Tucker. That fool is fucking getting on that roster. You bet your ass on it,
bro. Especially with the information coming out on him. The dude's a small pit bull. Come on.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have Carter, Turner, Sims backing up. So no matter how you want to look at it, that'll be your interchange right there. And like I said, I'm playing tight end because, like you say, everybody says Howard might not make the team because slacking off this, that, and the other. So we're gonna figure out right now, and I think the answer's already been answered, but we can still keep looking though.
All right. So for Austin Hooper, he is 6'4", 255 pounds. He has played 105 games. He has started 59 of those games. He has 339 receptions for 3,468 yards. That is about 10 yards per reception. He has a total of 25 touchdowns. He's been in multiple playoff games.
What was his yardage? What did you say his yards reception was?
10.2. He has started numerous playoff games. He's played 7. He started 5. In playoff games, he has 19 receptions for 145 yards. That's about 7.5 per reception and a total of 2 touchdowns.
And what's his 40?
His 40 is a 4.7.
All right. Our new guy, Mayers.
Ooh, okay. So, if I can remember, but I'm not going to do that. I already have this. So, Mayer is 6'4", 6'5". I think he's 6'4.5". His weight is 250 pounds. He's played 36 games. I'll just say his past season stats. Last season, Michael Mayer had 67 receptions for 809 yards. That's 12 yards per reception. He's also had 9 receiving touchdowns. His 40 time is, I think it's a 4. I'm gonna look it up, but I think it's also a 4.7. Yeah, 4.7.
All right, so this is crazy as fuck, dude. I didn't even really think it was going to be this close.
Tight end position seems to be pretty good.
This is nuts. Okay, look, dude. All right, so Mayers is like Hooper. Like, Mayers is damn near identical to Hooper. He's 6'4", exactly the same, weight 250, 255. They're 40 times 7, and their yards are 12 and 10.2. Like, what the fuck? Like, these two dudes are like spitting ass image brothers. And then this is even more weirder. So I said Sims, right? I said taking Sims, turning him tight end. Sims dude is 6'5", where Howard is 6'6". This is the only offset is the weight, the 250 to 220. But the 40 time is 4.545, and the fucking yards per reception is exactly the same, 14. Like, that is weird as fuck. But that's why I'm just saying. That's why I feel like Sims would be the replacement of Howard just without maybe he has the blocking. I don't know how well blocker Sims is to speak on him like that. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, the more I look at this setup right here, I like this shit a lot. Um, Having Josh and Sear, Britton, and Amir, that would be I would fucking roll with that right this
You
second. Like, fuck
obviously have
White,
to think.
fuck White, fuck White, and fuck White. Like, I don't want that motherfucker on my team. Like, fuck him.
You obviously
Don't
have to
want him.
think how great our depth is now on the offense. Like
Yeah,
how
I
you
mean, if
just
you
said
took
yourself,
White and Walters and just put them
because
on the fucking practice squad,
because how
fucking, I
you
don't
just
care.
said yourself how it's a tough decision about the tight end room.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you really have Horsted, right? Horsted is a good player, but he's not a great player. Like, he's good. He ain't great. Like, Sims is young, is he not? Isn't Sims young?
Let me check. I think he's 25, but that's a guess.
Yeah, so let's go look at Horsted. Fuck it. Fuck Sims. We already looked at Sims.
No, Cam Sims is 27.
Oh, goodies. All right, so go to Horsted. Let's go look at Horsted real quick.
All right. Jeffster Horsted is 6'4", 241 pounds. He was originally a wide receiver.
See? Man, I'm telling I know my shit, dude. Like, this is... all right, so hold on. You said 6'4", 6'4", 2 what? 240?
241, yeah.
What's his 40 time? Well, actually, you're on the same. What was it? What was his average yards?
So career-wise, he's had 13 receptions for 127 yards. That's about 9.8 yards per reception.
How old is this guy?
26.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I know my shit, bro. I didn't even know this motherfucker was. I'm telling you, Sims is probably going tight end, man. Like, I just have a feeling Sims is gonna be tight end.
And Sims is definitely going to beat him because Jeffster Horsted is 40 time is a 4.8.
Yeah, dude, and not only that, Sims dominates him in yards, bro. Like, he dominates him in yards. Like I said, where Sims would be most valuable is going to be inside the red zone, dude. Like, he's going to be inside the red zone. He's going to have the best presence inside there. You don't have to get rid of a good player. Like, in the past, you'd get rid of Sims or move him to the freaking practice squad and play him. You can drop him to the tight end and use him as a tight end / wide receiver in certain plays, especially down on those gold lines. The ideal is getting him on the roster to begin with, to where he can still sit there and play. He said, "Great show, fellas. I've been listening on my drive home." Hey, man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you listening. Appreciate Al, Richard, everybody, John. I appreciate everybody in this chat right now. Everybody that stops by, supports, man. Like, thank you all, man. Like, thanks a lot. We really appreciate you guys, and we really we love doing this, man. So, like I said, I just say, just sitting here thinking about this is, so look, this is where I'm at, man. So this is where I'm at. I mean, I can damn near draw out our whole entire starting line, in my opinion.
You're gonna try to predict it?
Yeah, I'm gonna predict it right here, right now.
I'll probably try to make a post of that.
This is just in a fucking dream, but you know what? It is what it is.
I'll be trying to make posts of that, predicting what the starting lineup could be. Actually, right now I'm asking people to give me free agents or people to trade for, like I'm trying to make another Patrick Queen type of post. So I'm just having people just tell me what players you want me to do, and I'll try to do them. I do agree, Richard. This is what I don't understand with people criticizing poorly is we have a lot of depth now. Like, sure, we don't have like star names or big names to go by, but I trust this a lot more than last year's team, where if one of the starters go down, it's like season over mentality. Like like say this, if Jacobs went down, right? If Jacobs went down last year, right? Season's over. That's it. This year, if Jacobs wasn't even on the team this year, I have a lot of confidence in the running back room because a lot of the young guys that we picked up have a year of experience now. And also, you can use all of them. I would rather have 4 running backs go for 2,000 yards than 1 running back go for 2,000 yards. Like, it's a lot better. And to those saying that Jacobs failed the 4 running back set, he didn't even try to manifest it because you tried telling Josh Jacobs that he's not going to get the ball as much. That's like telling Adams we're not going to throw it to you, and look how that happened. Adams publicly freaking complained about it on national television, like, "Yo, why y'all not throwing the ball to me?"
All right, so if I'm just guessing, this is tough right now, but if I'm just guessing if it works out this way, so my starting lineup would be Colton, Parham, James, Curtis, Wagner. That would be in like my scenario. The idea is it's probably going to be Parham, James, Luminor, Munford, or Haron, Luminor. So I think it's going to be within those players there that'll start. Adams, Meyer, Renfro, Dorsett, Tucker, that's not changing. Mayers, Hooper, Howard, Sims, that's not changing. And Josh, Sincere, Britton, and Amir, that's not changing. Fuck White. I don't care if they bring him or not. Not my dude. Don't care. I would prefer Britton Brown behind Sincere with Amir. I think that'd be so fire. Oh, yeah, with Jacob Johnson. So, yeah. But then this means that a player has to divert. So if I'm thinking who's going to divert, I'm just going to say fucking Britton's going to divert back again. So it's going to be Josh and Sear, Amir, and Yak.
Ooh, Josh and Sincere. That is such a perfect duo.
Yeah, I think Josh and Sear, Amir, and Yak would be the starting players with Britton and White on the practice squad. So Carter and Turner would be on the practice squad for the receiving core. Then you would have Horsted or Farham, whichever fucking dude is better on there. And then with the halfbacks, I would put Britton and White back to the practice squad, and then I'd roll with Josh and Sear, Amir, and Yak. And then my wide receivers aren't changing. I'm going Adams, Myers, Renfro, Dorsett, Tucker. I mean, I'm not changing that because, like I said, unless somebody can move Dorsett here, Tucker's getting on that roster, so I don't give a shit. And then I'll just say, I'm just going to say, dude, I literally watched this cop pull out of this right here, right fucking now. Like, you probably look on my damn camera. He just pulled out of this motherfucker, drove right down this way, flips a bitch, pull this motherfucker over. Like, what a piece of shit. I hate these motherfuckers, dude. Like, just straight up bitch. But I don't know. This guy don't even have his fucking headlights on, so maybe pull him over, you fucking drunk ass motherfucker. He don't have his lights on anything. I mean, he get pulled over, I'd keep my lights on. But either way, frickin', I mean, I'm just gonna say right now, that's my prediction before we even made it to camp or anything. And I did that in what, fucking 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. So I think I'm pretty confident in where I'd go. The defense is gonna be a different story. I'll
That
have
is
to look into that.
much tougher.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that motherfucker for a second, for at least maybe 40 minutes. But
Especially since it's differently handled. Since it sounds like we're gonna have a lot of rotation pieces compared to the offense.
exactly, I think I can put it together. I think I'd be able to put it together pretty quick. I mean, fuck, like I said, I was able to put this motherfucker that fast. So, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'll write that whole damn thing that quick. Because I think, like I said, I think when you're building out your team, in my world, getting Curtis and Wagner, again, it's like, yeah, you would love for them to be there because Wagner is a big ass bodied motherfucker like Colton. So, like, you're protecting your outside wall with pillars. You know what I mean? You're getting Curtis, that's that fucking mauler dude. That's like, yeah, you ain't getting past me, bitch. You know, like, he's a straight fucking mauler like Parham. So it's like, boom, now you got fucking 4 anchors. It's like it's just gonna depend on fucking James. You know, that's what it'll really come down to is James. But I know how Josh and all these guys are. I think you would have Luminor on this line for sure. And then, like, if Curtis made the roster, like, starting, I think Luminor would probably be the right tackle over Wagner, just over experience alone. Because if you're trying to go on, like, win Super Bowl, go to playoffs, I think you would want Wagner in the rotation at some points, kind of like what they did with Munford. But, man, Wagner would have to just show the fuck up to just literally, you know what I mean? Like, he'd have to just show up and dominate.
But I am very confident with the O-line, especially with the O-line coach. The O-line coach proved what he can do with the O-line, which I am very happy for that.
I think if everything goes right, it's going to go Curtis and Illuminor.
Especially having us do
tackle.
Especially having us do like 18 This is a really good question. Okay, so at least 18 combinations happened last season, right? But we still ended up as a top 10 O-line.
Yeah, it was like 20.
How many different combinations, at least, do you think are going to happen this season?
And that's tough because so are you saying
rotations are going to happen in this year's line?
Well, I'm not saying that they are, but let's just say like it's like a hypothetical, since like the right tackle and the right guard could easily be changed. Technical difficulties. We have 2 distance.
I didn't catch my shit because I didn't catch it in time. So it dropped my damn off my deal. But to answer the question, so you're saying, like, how many times will we have go through different rotation this year? Well, I just told you. I just said just in that right guard position. I just showed you 5 ways. You have Curtis, Wagner, Luminor, Munford, and Haron.
So
you know what I mean?
So do you think maybe at least 5 different combinations in the season?
I think your main goal is obviously to get down to one solid rotational line. So this is the way I would. So this is how I I would say it like this. I would say
I guess since the goal is for one, I guess the better question would be at most. Like, what would you think at most it could happen?
what I think's gonna happen is they're gonna face certain teams where you're gonna have, like, say if a guy's just getting beat on, right? Like, you're gonna swap him out. You're not gonna keep that kid in there just to get his ass beat like that, and it serves the team no good. And especially if you're trying to win and make playoffs. So I can see the rotation on the line being swapped for sure. And then that what it comes down to, I guess, is like if Illuminor is getting beat, is he playing tackle? I think he would play tackle in my opinion. So he'd be in the tackle, and then he has to be if it'd probably be Munford over Wagner unless Wagner just pops up. So you're looking there, and then Curtis is playing. He gets fucking fucked up, and Illuminor, you can swap him over there because Munford's not going to go to guard, so it's going to be Illuminor or Haron. So, I mean, fuck, you can just by thinking about it and the teams you face, maybe like 11, maybe like 10, 11, man. I would think somewhere around like 10, 11, because you have to think about it. You're going to face teams that there are going to be, these guys are going to get beat on, just bigger bodied people. Just like I just was thinking right here, Curtis can maul out, dude, but you can't swap Munford in there, so it's going to be Illuminor. So then you would take Illuminor from guard or tackle, move him over to guard. Then you're going to put in Munford over at the tackle. You see right there, you've already made 3 transition moves right there. So I can see 10. I can see 10 easily. I can see 10.
All right.
I think they'd beat out Munford for the battle.
Whoa, Richard. You can't say that. You can't say that.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He trusts McDaniels will make the best decision for the team. You can't say that. You can't say that. You are going to get
guys
crucified.
out here that would crucify. Yeah, hey, I was just going to say, there's guys
you're
out
gonna
here
get
that
crucified.
But Richard, I'll say it with you. I believe 100% that he does. 100%.
I like the direction. I like the direction.
Yeah,
McDaniels,
I mean, like I
McDaniels,
said,
I can be a little shaky on. Dave Ziegler, I trust 100%.
Yeah, it's Max. I mean, I agree with that 100%. I trust Josh. I mean, there's nothing I've said. But listen, I don't contradict myself. So if we have listen, if we're on the show and we have a conversation, and inside the conversation we hate on a person or this, that, and the other, we've all agreed of last year that we felt that they're tanking fucking games. Like we've straight said that. And if they're tanking games and still had the scores or the points and still went on 3-game win streak, even when we weren't even trying to win, just shows just how well his deal is. I was talking with Sergio Day. He even brought it up in the middle of the conversation. He said something I mentioned a while back, and about a point about if a point I brought up a while back about if man, now they got a few cops over here. I said a while back that if Graham was just to win 3 more games defensively, would it have changed the outcome of how people looked at Josh as the head coach candidate of the year? And I've said yes, because of the fact that if he wins 3 more games defensively with Graham, Josh McDaniels probably becomes the head coach candidate of the year for the Raiders. And it was like I was telling Sergio earlier, most people don't even realize the contents of that. It didn't have shit to do with the way that Josh was scoring or producing or anything in that offense side. His side was already secured. all they had to do was just win 3 more games off of the defensive side of the ball. He wins that award probably. And that's assumptions, okay? That's just assuming and so on. But it's a pretty fucking high assumption that I'd bet that would probably have hit on it. So that's all I'm saying is when you can look at it that way and see that that was a possibility, uh, it's not Josh's fault. Like that answers the question there. It's the defensive side of the ball is the fault. Yes, did they go stagnant in the offense? Yes, did they not score? Yeah, we get that. But they still average 27 fucking points a game, dude. Even being stagnant, even not playing scoring in the fucking third and fourth quarter. You can't get points like that. You can't get fucking points like that and fucking suck at what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't work that way. All the players get injured, all the deals. We still finished out the season at 23.2 points per game.
And Richard,
We had the
this is
12th best
something.
offense. Like
This
that's
is
all I'm
something
saying is
that
you can't suck and have those type of shit, those type of stats or numbers or things like that.
Richard, this is something I was the first one to bring it up because I was noticing this, and then I showed it to Dustin, and Dustin uses it now in his arguments for Josh McDaniels. Bill sucked before he became the Bill that we know now. I'll say that one more time. Bill was garbage before he became the Bill that we know
That's
now.
facts. That's
Pete
facts.
Corral was trash before he became the Pete Corral that we know now. Andy Reid got fired by the Eagles before creating this Chiefs dynasty. And if you want to know the details, the context with that, in Bill Belichick's first 6 seasons, he only had 1 winning season. He didn't have a winning record as a head coach until his 3rd year or 4th year with the Patriots. Pete Corral.
That had to be the fastest arrest I ever seen. They pulled that dude over, right?
Yeah.
They fucking, I told you how the other cops just showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other cop literally just pulled right in, swooped up right behind this motherfucker and stopped. And fucking, they fucking arrested that dude and took off already. Both of them. This little car just left over here. Crazy as hell, I swear, but my bad. Keep going.
Yeah. Pete Corral got fired by the Patriots. And then with the Seahawks, he had 2 losing seasons before creating the Legion of Boom. Andy Reid had wins and losing seasons, but before he got fired by the Eagles, he kept having bad seasons. So I'm just saying, not every head coach, this is what I don't get with our fan base, is not every head coach just becomes a winner in 1 year. Not every player becomes a winner in 1 year. Like, you would literally have to have like the biggest luck or the best environment to have that happen. Hey, if McDaniels builds his team faster than Bill, that'd be crazy. I would say that is crazy because Bill did build a Super Bowl team in like 3 seasons.
Yeah, but Bill also got lucky in there, dude. Like Bill got lucky. He got lucky that Tom Brady got drafted. I mean, Bledsoe is doing good, but let's be real. When Bledsoe went on and won a Super Bowl, I don't know about all that. So I'm not. I don't know. I'm not gonna just say he won it. A lot of things he got lucky. He got one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the fucking game. So I mean that shit matters.
Yeah. So yeah, with the belief that I can understand people being very discouraging or not that confident in McDaniels. Like, not that they don't want to have any faith in him or they just want to see him fail. Like, they're just a little nervous or they're a little scared of disappointment from it. I understand those guys. Like that's why I like talking with Algos a lot because he gets worried about it, he gets scared about it, but he's willing to give him the chance to do it because we can't be on this roller coaster of just firing coaches left and right.
Yeah.
There's other people though that kind of just sound like they just want this dude to fail by how hard they're like saying this dude is like gonna win no more than like 5 games, or the roster's trash, or McDaniels is like Satan in freaking human skin. And here's one thing I think about, like those same types of people will, half of them will like Ziegler, and here's how I say this: you cannot like Ziegler without liking Josh McDaniels.
They're a pair, bro.
If you
They're a
like
pair, and Josh or
the
Ziegler said
way
it. He wouldn't even do it without him.
if you like the way Ziegler drafted this year, you have to like what Josh McDaniels might do. Because Josh McDaniels also had a little bit of influence in that, because obviously he's the head coach. Like, even though I have said, Ziegler said himself, I'm the guy that pushes the red button, Josh McDaniels also like gives his preference on what guys he wants.
That is
And
facts, man.
what I do think about it though is, if I just really want this personally this season to start already, so either side could just be wrong and the other could be right. But the one thing I'm thinking so hard on is, what happens if McDaniels has a winning season? That's the one
Oh
thing I'm
fuck.
thinking. Like, that's the
These
one
guys will
thing I'm
shit
thinking.
themselves. Then you'll hear all these fucking dudes be like, I told you so. I told you so. And be like, no, the fuck you did not. No, the fuck you did not. You were hating so hard.
You wanted to crucify this man.
They got these things called cash receipts, baby.
Yeah, I remember every comment, every single text, every single
Hell yeah.
opinion. I remember it. And anytime I hear something, I'd be like, and I'm gonna remind them, I'd be like, hey, remember that one time he said,
Fuck, I'll be the first motherfucker, dude. I'll be like,
even if it's a year later, I'll still be like, hey, remember that one time you said,
hey, that's facts, bro. That's facts. You know that. You know I will too. You know for a fact I remember that shit. I'll be like, remember that one time?
hey, remember that whole
Yeah,
like
one time.
hour-long lecture where you just said, this guy is only he's gonna get fired next
Yeah, you
year.
remember that hour-long conversation you had, and you remember that 3-month-long conversation I had, and well, guess what? Yeah, you're wrong.
Remember when I respected, I think it was a little crazy what you're saying, but I respected your opinion. But you called me delusional and idiotic. Remember that? And I didn't even say one bad thing about you.
That's facts. But now I'm saying every bad thing I can think about you.
I'll have a list. I'll write it down and be like, "Yep,
Fuck.
oh, yep." I'm
Give me
coming back.
till give me till Monday. Yeah, give me till next Monday. I got this.
Oh God,
Hey, look at this
I
motherfucker.
wasn't
This
even
motherfucker.
getting
This fucking guy caught on to the conversation fast as shit. He
you.
literally catch
I
on
didn't
that
even want to
conversation
say
fast
any
as fuck.
names.
That's what I'm saying. He is just like on it, like fly on rye.
I feel like everyone just knows. Like the moment I say delusional, they're like, "Oh yeah, we already know what this dude's talking about."
Yeah, he already seeked that shit out. He was like, "Yep, I already know." That's what I think's funny. But you know what's funny is there was no name ever say or any deal whatsoever. But goddamn, if you didn't just peg it out of thin air, you know what I mean? So they obviously some people got tags on them regardless.
I told Dustin right away that night. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't on the last live. What does that mean?
Oh, what everything that was going on.
Oh, okay.
What we talked about earlier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's. Oh my god. I'm gonna make like if we start winning, like if we maybe get like a little bit of a win streak going on, I'm just gonna make a bunch of reels. I'm like one's gonna be like told you so, and another one's gonna be like Goldberg, just like going around, just like being like you're next. But
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, how it goes.
What's up, Al?
What's up, fellas? How's it going? I talked to
All right,
Cortez
taking
earlier on
over.
the phone. I told him to
Did
jump
you?
on the live, but he didn't want to.
I know, man. Fucking, he called earlier, dude, and I fucking forgot to call him back. I was in the cellar, dude, and then I was gonna call him back, but I ended up talking to Sergio, and then
Oh yeah, because
fucking
I
forgot
called
to
him.
call him back. So, or then we ended up going live. Yeah, then we ended up going
Yeah, me and
live
Dustin got stuck on
right
like
at
a
the
2 hour
deal.
conversation.
Yeah, and then Cortez tried to call me like, yeah, it said when you called, dude, from when I was in the cellar, I don't get no reception in there. So
Yeah, he actually he
the
called
days
me,
I'm
and
in there, dude.
I was about to go on a run, and I just like went running. I was chatting with him. It was fucking
Hell
weird.
yeah, did he tell us stay gay?
But
Fuck, I just like fucking around.
shout out to the chat, by the way. I just want to shout out Richard Lyon, dude. He's
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's
one of the
making me
most
laugh.
loyal listeners, dude. And
Hell
Dean
yeah,
Amos
and he's on it,
Dean Amos
dude.
is legit.
Yeah, he makes me laugh. He makes me laugh.
He's on it, he's chatting, dude. He's all on there, dude. Appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh
I'm
my god.
fucking hungry. I'm
You know what
hungry
you
as
should
hell,
get?
Go
dude.
get a
You know
double
what
Western, bro.
you know what you should get? You should get some
Huh.
Jack in the Box. Some Jack in the Box.
I know, man. Don't say that, because then I gotta drive all fucking way back across town, which I'll do. But my woman's been messaging me, so we're gonna have to probably end this here because, well, soon. She keeps fucking telling me, "Oh, you're gonna go to your kids' soccer game." Yeah, I already fucking said. See, women are crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna tell this to people straight up. All right, just so you guys understand this. Whenever you guys do get women or with them, my woman's over here. She asked me like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, "Hey, you gonna come to the kids' soccer game on picture day?" Because she asked me to go to the games in the beginning. I said, I can't go to the games. We're starting up planting. I gotta fucking plant potatoes in the ground. That's the time of the year. Like, you can go to the soccer fucking game, you know. So she hits me up, tells me, "Oh, don't think I'm gonna get their pictures done. This, that. Why?" Well, I'm not gonna go take them get their stuff done by myself. All right, whatever. What day is it? Oh, it's this day. Said, all right, I'll fucking be there. So that way they can get the pictures, because I know Savannah, I know how Faith are. If they ain't getting, boy, that's gonna be all hell. So this motherfucker, she tells me again, "Oh, you gonna be there?" Yeah, I'm gonna fucking be there. I already told you I'm gonna be there. Like, what the hell, you know? What do you know? I get 3 fucking messages here. You gonna be there? Yeah, I fucking just told you I'm gonna be there. Then she just writes another one. We're leaving at 7:30 for Faith's deal. If you wanna go separately, you can put Savannah's booster in your truck tonight and head to the field at 8:30. Up to you. Good night, motherfucker. I literally just tell you like 6 damn times. Like, I swear, women are just out there. When they get something in their mind, man, them motherfuckers don't stop. Like, literally don't stop, dude. I literally said, yes, I will be there. Why you gotta keep fucking asking? Like, good lord, but whatever. Fucking persistent ass fucking people. I should have been like,
you just gotta count.
Should
You
have been
just
like,
gotta count
nah.
to 20, bro. You just gotta count to like 20. Just breathe.
Fuck, I should have been like, nah, I'm being Mexico, can't make it. Like, motherfucker. Like, the fucking thing. Then she would have been like, what the fuck you mean you're going to Mexico? And fucking, you know what I mean? Like, shit. Yeah, I know. Richard shit's crazy, bro. Down there, it just, I just get to a point where I don't even care. And then, so after she says that, right? She says, "Oh, good night." Then she's like, "You coming home?" What? Fuck, I'm doing my live. What do you mean coming home? You already know I don't usually get done till 11, 12 o'clock. Coming home? Nope. Go to sleep. I fucking should message you back right now. I thought you said you were sleeping. Motherfucking, you sleep texting me? If you're sleep texting me, fucking clean the house. No, I was kidding.
No, you're like that person. You're like that person if someone texts you at night, like, "Hey, I can't sleep," and you'd be like, "Well, I can. Good night."
Yeah, fuck, I ain't even lie. I'll be like, "Oh, you're sleep texting? Fucking clean the house and wash the dishes. Fucking, I'm on my way home. Cook me some food." No, fuck, she'd be on my way home, stab me with the knife. I always talk that shit, dude, but if I say it in front of her, you already know what's happening. Like, you're fighting, like, straight up fucking fighting.
Yeah, you're sleeping on the couch that night for sure.
You know, hey, I'll tell you like this, dude. When I was younger, I didn't give a fuck. I'd be straight the fuck up, be like, I don't care. I tell her straight up, "You see that door?" She's like, "Yeah, what about it?" Be like, "That motherfucker's unlocked. You can walk out that bitch anytime you fucking want. Like, don't even fucking talk that crazy shit up in here." She'd be like, "You know what? Fuck you, motherfucker. You see what I do for your shit? This and that." Like, she'd just tell me just straight the fucking tell psycho ass motherfucker. "You see what I do for you? Yeah, I see you make my house fucking dirty and eat all my shit and don't clean my dishes. Yeah, I see exactly what the fuck you do for my." "Oh, fuck you, motherfucker. You want to see don't fucking dirty? Oh, hell, I ain't washing shit." No, I just laugh. Nowadays, dude, well, I'd laugh while she broke shit. Like, that's what she'd do. She'd straight break shit. And then the other day, we seen this post on Facebook. Is like, "Can you name something that you broke in an argument?" She just looked at me and laughed. I just like, "You fucker," like, I don't even go there. But I don't know. Nowadays, I just don't even care. I just answer like in here, like I like how I said it, I feel that way, but when I message her, I'm like, "Yep." You know what I mean? Like, I just say one word, "Yep, fuck it." She got me so pissed last night. I literally just sat there. She was like, straight talking mad shit, dude. I told her, I'm like, "What the fuck is your problem?" Eventually. Then I finally just sat there. I'm like, "Fuck it. I'm not even going to say a word." Watch her get so pissed. So I just sat there. She's like, "I fucking hate you." Good. I didn't even say a word. Just looked at her. Fucking look back at the TV. Fucking change it. "This isn't a funny movie." I was like, "Oh, fuck, I know, because it's a fighting horror, like, it's a fighting killing movie." She'd be like, because I was watching Pineapple Express, and then I was watching this other, like, assassin type fucking thriller movie. And I was on the thriller movie, and she's like, I was literally just gonna change that shit back over Pineapple Express and motherfucker Tiger shit. I'm like, "Yep, leave it on this motherfucker now." Like, fuck that shit. Fucking keep all talk that bullshit. Then she'd look at me and she's like, "Fucking hate you." Whatever. Don't care. Then I wouldn't even say a word and look back, watch it again. I don't know. I don't know. Nuts, man. So crazy sometimes. I don't know. You guys got anything you want to yap about? Fucking about stupid shit, especially when I get it in my head like this. Just seeing it come across my phone.
I don't know. Just now, I don't know. I guess now I just take a lot of girl advice from you now. Just whatever your stories are about.
I'll say this. Dustin's got a lot of I want to expose the conversations that Dustin and I have had, but we've had some real conversations about a lot of different topics, and Dustin's lived a full life. I'll say that.
Man, fuck.
So I think Dustin is low. I think Dustin's low key like 89 years old or some shit, but.
Hey, I get told that all the time. I have people tell me all the time. They're like, "You're an old soul, huh?" I'm like, "Hey, fuck, I don't know. fucking.
Yeah, no,
I
he's
one
an old
time
soul for
had
sure.
to. I
I've
had to
always
ask
said
him
I
for
want to write a
advice.
book one time in my life, and like when I get older, I want to write a book of the people I once knew. Like I've been down a lot of paths, man. I've known a lot of different things, been in a lot of different places, dude. And I've always thought, like, when I get older and gonna retire, or, like, just older age, you know, like, I'm gonna write a book like that. The people I once knew, little stories, little things of just beaten past, because I think it's just funny. Like, I think it's just funny. It's like sitting here listening to my woman, right? She'll bitch at me on this fucking cell phone. And this is why I don't do voicemails. Like, this is exactly why I don't do voicemail. Because this motherfucker would call me, leave me a fucking voicemail on that bitch, tell me why the fuck you don't answer your goddamn phone, this, that, bullshit, fucking go on. And then, you know, she does, because she know I don't have voicemail, motherfucker texts me, and then I see it keep popping up. And I love it, because I'm just like, well, if I see it pop up and I read it, and I'm like, oh, I'm not answering back to that shit. She can't see if I read it. You know what I mean, motherfucker? So she's crazy as hell sometimes, but she's cool as hell too. But she is a little fucking nutbag.
Yeah, Richard, don't do internet dating, especially in nowadays age.
Yeah, internet dating. I mean, fuck yeah, you might get a dick between the legs, dude. Straight up, dude. Might get it between the butt cheeks too. Fucking never
Man,
know.
one time I had to go to Dustin, and I'm like, Dustin, I don't know what I'm doing. And bro, he was telling me, like, I swear, if Dustin was in front of me, he probably slapped me in the face. And he was like, boy, dude, do this. It's very simple.
Get on the Craigslist personals, bro.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I've read some of that shit. There's some weird ass motherfuckers up on that shit, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. My cousin was telling me about this one night. We were drinking. He says, man, you ever read some of these fucking things? I'm like, no, what is it? He's like, some of these fucking articles of these dudes on Craigslist. I'm like, no, what do you mean? He's like, no, these fucking old dudes or these guys. Like this one guy, he said, I'm 54 years old, live alone, looking for a roommate, must be hot, must be from the age of 18 to 22, can't have friends over, can't fucking be up late. Like all these deals, I'm thinking like, what the fuck? Like, and weird as fuck too. Like 18 to 22. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, I don't know. I just think some people are fucking weird as hell, dude. Like, there's some weird ass fucking deals. Like, guy, do you want me to come make you food with like their toes and shit? There's some weird ass people in this world, man. I'm not gonna lie.
It's weirder and weird. I can admit that my generation is really weird.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard, like in you know, certain parts of the world. I think I actually read an article, like in Japan, people are actually like marrying like dolls and shit and objects. Like that's actually like what they're
doing. They're fucking brain fucking dead is the problem. Bunch of brain dead ass motherfuckers. That's all they are. They're just fucking psychotic, retarded ass. I don't even know.
And we're told to accept
I don't know. I ain't accept shit. They ain't that to fucking accept it. I'd be like, yeah, okay, you can get the fuck out of here. You accept it. You can accept your ass right on over that fucking way. Like, it'll fucking, you know, like, I swear, listen, I'm not the kind of guy that would just rip something out of somebody's hand. But if they walk over here with a fucking doll and tell me that I need to treat his wife right, oh, hell. I can see that thing getting ran over, dude, by the pickup in a heartbeat, dude. Like, maybe him too, but, like, I ain't fucking playing that shit. I'm just going to be honest, man. I can't do that.
No, if I saw a dude actually married to a doll, that reminds me of, like, 9 horror movies.
Man, I'll be like, listen, you do you, bro. Like, I don't care what you do. Like, I don't care what you do. You want to marry a fucking doll, live in your fucking house like a little weirdo? I don't fucking care. You want to make it fucking dinner every night and fucking kiss it? Do whatever you want to fucking do. But you do not bring that fucking doll over here and tell me to fucking call it your wife or acknowledge it. Or, nah, you fucking stupid as hell. That thing might get burnt today. Might get burnt. Might get ran over. She might come out of this bitch without an arm. Who knows?
Hey, unless the doll has a bunch of Raider gear on, bro, I'll give it a pass. You know.
That's facts. If it got Raider gear on, I'm gonna kidnap that motherfucker. Next thing I know, I'm gonna hold it for ransom. I might get the fucking money back. Like,
you're gonna bring it to the
I'll
Raider
take.
games to Vegas,
I'll
and
show
you're
up
gonna
at
be like
Allegiant.
$5 per minute.
I'll show up at Allegiant, dude, fucking in my box suit, fucking with the fucking deal, like, what's up, motherfucker? Click, click, fucking.
Hey,
like,
Dustin,
straight up, dude.
you'll show up. You'll show up with wife of Chucky, bro. You'll have Chucky and wife of Chucky.
Oh fuck, that'd be funny shit. What's up, Seth? Yeah, I think fucking there's some weird ass fucking people, bro. Weird ass people. Like they don't even want to come fucking talk to me, because I'll tell you, when I'm in public, dude, and I'm like walking somewhere, they know, and when somebody's like, say, I just look right at them, they just fucking look away, like, I don't even.
But you know what, Dustin? I'm all about freedom, though. Like, I'm all about freedom and letting people do whatever they want.
Hell yeah.
As long as
do what you want. Your freedom and. Hey, your freedom and peaches all in my arm space. You're allowed to say what you want until you want to start saying it at me. Like, then you got a problem.
Freedom
and I've been thinking about carrying around
the government, not me.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been thinking about fucking carrying around bars of soap, dude. And then that way, when they talk shit, I'm just gonna put a bar of soap in their fucking mouth, like my grandma did to me, and told me to stand in the corner. Like, I swear that's what I'm gonna start to do, those motherfuckers. Like, I had a lady in the dispensary the other day just going at it with the lady up there when she's trying to give her shit. And I'm just like, boy, these fucking people, man. You can just see them. They're like beacons, bro. They're like beacons. I feel like, hey, look, I ain't trying to be mean. I don't know if anybody got this when I say this, but if you, like, most of these fuckers wearing blue hair and shit, dude, like, I swear to God, these guys are like, they're like sore fucking thumbs, dude. Like, they stick out like a sore thumb. Like, if there's gonna be some shit go down, it's gonna be one of these motherfuckers.
If you see cotton candy hair, at least seven out of 10 times, they are probably someone that you aren't going to be comfortable to be around.
Fuck no, that's what the lady's hair was the other day in that deal. It was that pink cotton candy shit, dude. Fucking, that's who she was going at it with, that lady. And fucking, I just laughed, dude. I'm like, this is a fucking joke, dude. Like, you just buy your goddamn weed. Get the hell out of here. Like, they fucking have thousands of people come through this motherfucker every day. They don't have no issues. I've ever been in there. Literally, you were just standing in line talking to people. Turn around and you're already fighting with this lady. I heard the lady say next, like, straight up. I'm like, she just took the lady. So I was like, well, fuck, maybe she's done and cashing out already. I fucking start walking over there, and then these two are going at it. I'm standing right in the middle of them. I'm like, this gotta be about the most awkward bullshit ever in my life. So I'm like standing here looking at the lady cash register, looking at this lady, and I'm thinking, like, I'm not gonna like cut up here. This bitch right here might get all psycho with me, and I'm gonna just really have to tell her what the fuck's up. So I'm just like standing here. She's over here going back and forth with them. Finally, they get to the point where they're like, we're not gonna serve you this, that, the other. So I'm like, well, fuck it. Am I gonna go? She's like, yeah. I'm just standing in the middle of the store, just like, okay, what the fuck, you know? Like, it was the weirdest shit ever. But yeah, it's weird. This world is fucked, dude. Like, I swear, I feel like
read SB Sports comment and put that up, dude. It's an interesting comment.
What did he say? He said I had someone walk outside my work, and I told them, you guys have fun, and they said, excuse me, you can't say that. And I didn't think of that until I was almost to the car. Okay, you ladies have fun. Huh? That's fucking funny shit, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Was that Dustin's wife, or he hit the wrong button?
I think he hit the wrong button. That's funny. I did the same thing earlier though. I did a screen share and he told me, okay, you can stop sharing it, and I accidentally hit the leave studio button.
Yeah, no, it happens, dude. When do you have finals, dude?
My final's been going on. They started this week, and they keep going until the following week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right now, I've been doing really good so far. Like today, I had an exam. It was a politics class exam, and they gave us 3 hours to write 25 paragraphs about um, three different political issues that we can think of in like a random question.
Yeah.
I finished that thing in 1 hour.
It's legit. I was a political science major in college.
Yeah, and except all
No,
my
I don't
classmates,
get dropped.
all my classmates
I
were
don't get
mad.
dropped. I'm not getting dropped. I just back out because if my car if my freaking phone goes out in my car, then I got to turn it on and off so it picks back up, and I have to back out so the fucking stupid ass StreamYard will acknowledge the speaker. So
Hey,
that's
since we're just late night talking about random topics, this is a topic that I like asking people. Y'all believe in aliens?
Hey, I ain't gonna fucking lie. As much shit as I've been told or people talk about, I mean, fuck, anything's possible. I got family that's in the military, or Air Force and military, that have said that they've seen weird shit up there. So I don't know. Fuck. Look how ugly some of these motherfuckers are walking around. Hell yeah, I believe in aliens.
Hey, oh my god, you wanna know what's the best? You know what's the best joke I ever heard about when it comes to aliens?
What was it?
So, this guy, it was a Mexican comedian. I forgot his name, but he said, "You want to know how Mexicans are the best workers in the world? You go to Egypt, right? There's documentaries, TV shows, how they're like, oh, aliens must have built this stuff. There's pyramids in Mexico. No one questions that. Might not be as funny to some, but to me, that made me laugh really hard because I'm like, that is true. I never heard anyone question it.
Yeah. No.
Did you know that there's pyramids in Antarctica?
I don't care what's in Antarctica.
Even North America,
I don't believe Antarctica exists at this point.
There's pyramids all over the world, all over, and then all of a sudden just went non-obsolete, like it didn't exist anymore. And they're some of the most well-built fucking places ever. They said that there were 2-ton walls, 2-ton doors that are straight brick ass, like fucking bricks, and they were able to move them just with the fucking touch of a hand, like a ball bearing.
That was originally how graves were. They just put them in a pyramid.
There's weird stuff, dude. Actually, my dad's work, one of my dad's friends, dude, good friend of my dad's. He's also in agriculture. It was the middle of the day. This was several years ago. He's just working the fields. They do like citrus fields, like irrigation, harvesting, things of that nature. This dude, he's walking down one of the rows of trees, and he sees a. I mean, I don't even want to say a man, but like some kind of winged animal, like perched on top of the tree, bro. And he just like fucking jets up in the air, scared the fuck out of him. He's been spooked ever since. Middle of the day.
What do you mean like misgendering, like fucking California stupid ass motherfuckers over there talking about if you would like if I was to identify him as a fucking male but he wants to be a female bullshit. I'll laugh. I'll probably slap that motherfucker. I swear to God, if they're gonna take me to jail, for misgendering some motherfucker, I'll slap that fucker. I swear to God, dude. I'll probably beat his ass. Like, if I'm going to jail, I'm going there for a reason.
Oh, did you guys hear?
You can't pronounce my pronouns. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Did you guys hear that Robert Kennedy's running for president?
Robert Kennedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that a while back. He's gonna get smoked by Trump. That's like fucking Jeb Bush trying to run for the fucking Republican side against Trump.
You think Trump's gonna win?
That shit ain't gonna work.
You think Trump's gonna be the primary candidate again?
I think Trump's gonna win. Fuck yeah, and I think Trump wins this election hands down. I think Trump wins this shit in a landslide. I think with all the bullshit everybody sees going on here with our fucking failing economy or failing fucking world, all this bullshit people were told at 1 minute, damn right, seen what Trump gave us, $2 fucking gas, fucking money in our pockets, food in our fucking cabinets. We changed presidents. We have no fucking fuel, no oil, no fucking electric, no fucking food, nothing. Like fucking what it cost a farm under Trump was like $250,000 a year. Fucking what it cost a farm under Biden's like fucking $750,000 a year. The only thing that changed was some fucking dipshit that fucking licks ice cream and sniffs kids. Like fucking, that's exactly what fucking happened.
Hey, Dustin. At least the Raiders started drafting better under Biden.
Yeah, little pedophile ass, you know. But whatever, it is what it is. Like for me, the shit that I say is like, have their beliefs, have whatever. I just want our country right. I just want where China and all these fuckers ain't thinking about coming to attack us because this fucking dude talks shit and can't do nothing about it, gets paid by all of them, you know, like, I'm all cool on that shit, dude. Like, you ain't gonna come fuck up my kids, dude, you know, like, that's why they made the Second Amendment, where people are like, oh, you should just give up your gun. Well, you should just go jump off a cliff. You know, like, I ain't giving up shit, motherfucker. Like, I'm gonna give up my gun so this fucking dipshit Joe Biden come over here and try to take my land and my home and my shit. No, not happening. Like, motherfucker, you ain't getting shit. You go over there, you preach that bullshit on your steps. We'll chill over here doing what we're doing. You know,
the
like,
one thing
doing
I
that
will
shit.
say that Trump successfully did well in was definitely how he had meetings or treat foreign countries like China and Russia and North Korea. Like, remember when like North Korea threatened us, and then Trump just straight up said, "Hey, you got missile buttons, but my button's even bigger."
Damn right. Damn fucking right.
Or like
and I'll fucking press it just as well as he fucking press it, you know. Like that's the thing. People respect Trump
he made friends with Russia, and now Russia doesn't want to be friends with us because of who's in charge.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, dude. If fucking sometimes crazy people are the fuckers you gotta worry about the most, dude. That's why I think like Trump is like crazy, dude, because he'll just tell it straight to you how it is, and people will sit here and say like, oh, well, he said, so listen to this, man. So they just had this deal. They went out and did this report over in like Brooklyn, Detroit, New York. Like they've been in all these places. And they were talking about Trump and how they were trying to prosecute him, right? In the past, if they even brought that shit to the streets over there and even brought it up, they'll be like, oh, hang him, crucify him, blah, 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 blah. They're over there calling him Uncle Trump now, dude. They're like, yeah, that's Uncle Trump right there, man. The government fucking him, dude. Like, he's like, look at everything they're doing to him. Look at what they're trying to cover up. Like, people see that shit now. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it takes is, like Trump said, or, so, like, I'm huge, like, QAnon dude, man, because I think that dude is crazy as fuck. But
one
that
thing
dude
I
said,
like what you said, Dustin, he knows when exactly to tell the truth to get definitely advantage. Because I remember I love watching Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle made a joke on this where he got into a debate with Hillary, and then Hillary said, this man doesn't pay his taxes. And then Trump just says, that just means I'm smart.
yeah.
And he said, you can change the tax code, but that means all of your rich buddies have to pay the same taxes that everyone else is paying, and none of you are going to change it. So during the elections, he just called out everyone in government, and I think that's what made everyone hate him, is that he would just call
Hey, I
everyone
ain't
out.
gonna lie, dude. Like I knew Trump was. I voted for him in there in the first time, and I knew who he was from his past, dude. From that show, I knew. Like I've seen stuff that he's done. But I'm gonna tell you where I kind of was just like, yeah, Trump's the fucking shit. When I was watching his presser one day, and that fucker literally turned to those dudes on the TV live and said, like, when that dude was asking him something, he just looked him right in his face. Oh, you're fucking fake news. Like, I ain't gonna be. I was like, damn. Like, this fucking dude is the president of the United States, national fucking TV, and literally just tells this motherfucker that he's fake fucking news and he ain't gonna fucking, he's not even gonna answer this guy's fucking comment. I was like, that's a badass motherfucker right there, dude. Like, you know this shit's rigged when your own fucking president's telling the press fucking, hey, you're fake news, dude. Like, you're rigged ass people, you know? So right then I was like, yep, this shit's for real. This dude ain't, like, our government's twisted, dude. They're hella twisted, man. That's why, like, when you said aliens, like, people say the Roman circus, right, was a deterrent to not get people to look into space, look in the sky, all these things. Like, you ever think about this? Like, why is it so common that all sporting events are all taking place in the evening between the hours of like 7 and 10 at night? You know what I mean? Like, you ever think about shit like that?
Yeah,
you ever
it's
think about how much
distraction?
Fuck yeah. All these people
Entertainment.
all over
I've
the
never
U.S.
been
are
to a
focused in
game
on one
that
area,
starts in the morning.
focused on one area. Why other shit in this world, in that same country, city, state, fuck whatever state, you know. But I'm not gonna lie. This guy I was talking to, he talks about the Roman Empire and shit, dude. How, or the Roman circus, how it was a deterrent where they put it on. So it's kind of like you look over there, why we and over here, you know, type shit. And then you start thinking about like sporting events, dude. A lot of them all kick on all the time, like between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m. And then not only that, if it's people say, yeah, what if you're not a sports? Well, the track and fucking thing between that. It's fucking news, motherfucker. Like, people are tuned in on news. Like, I hate news. Don't ever look at it. But I mean, shit, everywhere I go, these fuckers are on it, you know. So there's a
Dustin,
lot
you're
of
buffering really
shit
bad.
going on.
Yeah, Dustin.
I'm gonna probably hop off. You guys done? Or
I'm good. Yeah.
you guys want to hop off? Or
no, I think.
all right, dude, we're gonna bounce out. I'm starving, bro. I'm starving. I've been waiting to eat long.
Go get that double western, bro. Go get that double western.
Hey, I'm gonna go probably and get some Subway. Fuck that double western. I'm gonna need some Subway.
You know, you should meet my friend called Jack. He's from a box, and he says his
dude,
name.
I believe you, dude. Hey, Monday I got you at Jack, bro. I'll get Jack on here Monday. I got to drive all the way back. I'm starving and I'm going home. Outside of that,
salute to Richard Lyon for being a loyal listener.
Thanks a lot, dude. Thanks a lot. Outside of that, I guess we'll catch you on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate you, Al. Appreciate you, Eric. Appreciate you, Sergio, Jeff. Who else was on here tonight? I think that was it for the most part. And outside of that, everybody inside the chat, all the mods. Appreciate you guys. Like, follow, subscribe if you haven't ever before. Again, and thank you all for showing up each week, man. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Don't drink and drive, man. It is Cinco de Mayo Day. Please don't drink and drive, man.
Stay safe.
Just sleep in your car. Take a rest. Call an Uber, man. Just like I always say, man, you're gonna kill somebody else, not yourself, dude. So it ain't fair. It's not fair, man. Outside of that, you guys have anything you want to say?
Nah, man. Just stay safe.
Hell yeah. You, Sergio?
Nah, I'm good. Just stay safe, everyone. Have a good night.
All right, hell yeah. Outside of that, peace out. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday. Peace out, Raider Nation. This fucking video, I swear.
I wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world. Was smiling when I turned.
Thinking out the box, I'm an astronaut. I blasted off a planet, rock that caused catastrophe, and it matters more because I had it. Now I had a part about wreaking havoc on an opposition, kinda shocking. They want a static with position. I'm automatic, quarterback, I ain't talking shit.